Hello, welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Sankara FM Yendi, Castle FM Cape Coast, Laura FM Laura, and Radio Max Takrady. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, breath of fresh air for medical facilities as striking graduate physicians assistants. He calls from the National Labour Commission to suspend strike for negotiations to continue.
Temporarily, we may have to suspend our action whilst we look to engage.
Also, President Akufo-Addo debunks claims he wants to impose his preferred candidate on the NPP before the Superdelegates Conference this month.
There is not a single person in the NPP who can say that I have asked him or her to support this or that aspirant. I've not done it, and I know why I haven't done it.
In business.
First Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Afare, questions sustainability of central bank's continuous financing of government's budget. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And youth of Aswanse dismissed police findings suggesting a victim of an alleged police brutality died after running into a wall. They described the claim as laughable, insisting the deceased was beaten to death.
How do you hit yourself against a wall and suddenly you get abdominal bleeding? What? You see, it doesn't connote to logic. They should credit the Zongo community with some intelligence.
I am Amazing Yamiche Thompson. Stay for details. Striking graduate physician assistants have agreed to suspend their strike to allow negotiations to continue. The group has been on strike for nearly 2 weeks. The intervention by the National Labour Commission came after a petition from the assistants aiming to facilitate a truce between them and the Ministry of Health over disagreements with some clauses in the Health Professions Regulatory Bodies Act. President of the Physician Assistants Association, Anthony Asari Akon, says they're ready to call off the strike.
So what the commission has done now is to send a directive to compel the Ministry of Health to come. Temporarily, we may have to suspend our action whilst we look to engage based on the commission's, the trust for the commission and then the direct being given. If we have decided to call off the action, then you know very well that it is not because we take solace or interest in staying off work, but because we really love to take care of Ghanaians.
The association is meanwhile disappointed by the absence of the ministry whom they thought would take part in the negotiations.
The Ministry of Health and the core agencies did not appear. It's really disappointing and very frustrating, like we have said. Really, I have never seen it in the history of this country before. And then the ineptitude, the indifference to not just our problems, but this is the healthcare sector that we are dealing with. And so whichever party comes with problems.
Anthony Asari Akon is president of the Graduate Physician Assistants Association. Now, President Akufo-Addo says, like any other delegate, he will support a flag bearer capable of uniting the party and winning the 2024 general elections. He went on to debunk assertions he is backing a particular candidate for the flag bearership in the NPP. The president was speaking to party communicators at the Jubilee House.
And I intend to cast that vote for the aspirant who I believe can best unite the party and who, above all, can win the election of 2025. That's why I can beat my chest and I can say without any fear of contradiction, there's no one in the party, there is not a single person in the NPP who can say that I have asked him or her to support this or that aspirant. I've not done it. And I know why I haven't done it. It's their right. They're party people. They can make whatever choice that they want, like all of you. You're entitled to make your own choices. I have my choice. I also have a vote.
President Akufo-Addo there, now a group calling itself the Concerned Youth of Aswanse, is dismissing findings suggesting a victim of alleged police brutality at Aswanse in the Ashanti region died after running into a wall. They've described the claim as laughable, insisting the deceased was beaten to death. An autopsy report says the victim died of massive blood collection in the abdominal cavity and blunt force trauma. But addressing members of parliament on the matter, Interior Minister Ambrose Derry said police investigations revealed the deceased died from running into a wall.
He was handcuffed by the arresting officer, but was later released to go when he showed signs of sickness. The arresting officers allege that the deceased, while running away, hit himself against a wall and fell down.
We can now hear from the Concerned Youth of Aswanse leader, Umar Harris, wants an independent investigation conducted for justice to be served. He says the claim by the police is laughable.
And then they also made a very laughable claim that when they were taking him, and then he ran and then hit himself into a hole. And that is how he sustained the multiple injuries that the report showed. How do you hit yourself against a wall and suddenly you get abdominal bleeding? What? You see, it doesn't connote to logic. They should credit the Zongo community with some intelligence. So what we are saying is they should look into the matter again. We want justice for the young man because as of now he's been buried, but I don't think his soul is resting in peace.
Umar Harris is leader of Concerned Youth of Aswanse. Our mayor of Kumasi Sampai says the police will from Monday implement restrictions on tricycle activities. He says they've started engagements with the operators to sensitize them on the restrictions, even though some are opposed to the decision. However, the mayor believes the sensitization campaign will help address that.
Last week at the General Assembly meeting of the Assembly, we took a final decision on that. Enforcement should have started today. We are looking at talking to them. So today when you encroach the territories that we don't want them to use, they will talk to you and let you go. But from Monday, so between now and Friday, the police and the MTTD, our security people and the task force will be fully to enforcement because a week is enough time to that giving them that laxity and the explanations for further discussion that they wanted.
Well, some riders on Wednesday blocked the racecourse section of the road leading to the Kumasi Central Market in protest against the assembly. The action is to resist the restrictions preventing them from getting to the city's central business district as part of a decongestion exercise by the KMA. The riders' leaders are courting the city authorities' attention to have deliberations on the new directive. We'll bring you that sound later. Moving on, the Ghana Integrity Initiative has described as bizarre details emerging from a police probe into unexplained money allegedly stolen from the home of former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Abnadapa. The Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame, in his advice on the case, asked the police to conduct an investigation into the ownership of the $200,000 and 300,000 euros said to have been stolen and the source of the money. Again, the AG called for an investigation into the $800,000 belonging to her deceased brother. Speaking to Joy News, acting executive director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, Mary Ada, insists there must be a transparent and comprehensive investigation into the alleged theft at Madam Dapa's home.
Now, what the AG has done is to also make us know that the Honorable Minister didn't even have to make a complaint, but an investigation was conducted, if that is the case. For those of us who are not lawyers, we find this a very bizarre situation. And again, there is an attempt to make some suggestions as to whether it was 1 million only in the house or whether it wasn't much. We know one thing, and that one thing is what we picked from the beginning.
Meanwhile, one of the lawyers for the accused persons, Augustine Jimfi, accused the police of violating the rights of his client by failing to honor the bail granted her for the past 2 weeks.
She's been there over 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Lord.
Have you tried to get her bail?
The first day she appeared in court, because she's a lactating mother, I pleaded with the court to grant her bail, and the judge, in her own wisdom, granted a bail in the sum of 1 million to sureties to provide their ID card, Ghana card. But we went to the police several times, up and down, bring this, go and bring this, go and bring that, do this. We couldn't execute the bill till today, so she's still there.
Illegal mining activities have rendered many water bodies in Ghana unsuitable for domestic and industrial activities. The affected communities, which are primarily rural, are unable to afford water filters. Fortunately, mechanical engineering students at the Sunyani Technical University have developed a pedal-powered water filter to solve the problem. Kwesi Debra has more for Tech Thursday.
The machine comprises a filter attached to a bicycle mounted on a metal platform. As the bicycle is pedaled, the movement of the wheel draws water into the filter. The filtered water is then collected in a container.
Right there we have an reverse osmosis machine. It has been purposely created for rural areas where we cannot have access to clean water.
And that's Tech Thursday from Kwesi Debra at Love FM in Kumasi. And that's it for the headlines. The news, I beg your pardon. In our top story, breath of fresh air for medical facilities as striking graduate physician assistants agree to call off their strike. I'm Mamiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is business on the Super Morning Show.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Hey, Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Okay. If I leave work now, I can beat traffic, get takeaways for dinner with the girls, and be on time to pick up Sam and his mom from the hospital. Proud to belong to ABSA.
We know that life is go, and that it's hard to make time for the things that really count. That's why with ABSA's digital channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want, so you can focus on what or who is important to you. Get things done simply with our digital channels. That's Africanacity, that's ABSA.
Charlie, that be the sound you hear when things make hot. I'm sure this is not battery, just cash flow. Laja no day. It is safe to say we are all facing challenging times. We are all wondering how we are going to lighten our financial burdens. Nowhere cool. But don't worry, with a little help from your trusted bank, Societe Generale Ghana, be biara may fine. Societe Generale Ghana is making all its customers happy with the Yatiso Loans promo. In fact, SG Ghana customers and even non-customers who are on the controller and accountant general payroll can enjoy access to our amazing discounted loans. Don't waste time. Get your loan today. Step into a branch or call 0302-214-314 to get the ball rolling. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, promotion ends on 7th August 2023. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Don't you worry. Just be happy. Don't you worry.
Pay attention, all my Africans and African Americans in the diaspora, plus my white brothers and sisters. What if I told y'all the most trusted real estate company in Ghana, Sukasa, would like to take y'all on a nationwide tour, highlighting prime real estate and investment opportunities. Sukasa builds affordable luxury homes with 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. Come get the real value for your money, plus they have very convenient payment policies with 100% guaranteed cash back. This fully gated or Grandson communities include malls, cinemas, and all social amenities, plus 24-hour security. All you gotta do is sign up for the tour for a measly $2,000 $1,000 and come see what could be yours in real life. The African dream is alive. Contact Sukasa on 030-296-0865 or 055-369-7886 at Sukasa GH on all social media platforms. Email info@sukasa.com.gh. The Sukasa experience is also bringing on board a bunch of other property developers, which means patrons get a variety of options to buy from. This is powered by Government of Ghana, Beyond and Return Secretariat, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Works and Housing, Diaspora Affairs, the Office of the President, British High Commission, and the UK Chamber of Commerce. Media partners, Joy FM, City FM, Peace FM, Business and Financial Times, Graphic Online, and many more. Sukasa, building on trust.
Yeah, Charlie. There's something disturbingly. Oh, good morning. you see me there? I continue as if we've been talking the whole morning and we are just continuing on air.
Well, something disturbs you, so yeah,
Charlie. You see,
let's get on with it.
There's something disturbingly familiar about today's conversation. Every year, around this time, we have this conversation.
It's a yearly announcement.
Yes, a yearly announcement that we don't learn from our mistakes. A yearly announcement that it doesn't matter how many times we get it wrong, we will never figure out how to get it right.
So why do we publish the report in
so?
Because I mean there are no actions, then there are no people who are held responsible.
Anyway, the good news, there is good news. The good news is that this year's Auditor General's report makes a very big and clear point from the beginning. So the irregularities amount to over 15 billion cedis, but 99.4% of the irregularities are recoverable. Yeah, so it's things like this institution has invested some money in this investment and it's yet to yield, or loans between institutions, a lot of it in the power sector, this one owes that one, that one owes this one, those things. So they are to be reconciled, and once they are reconciled, those figures will then not be irregularities.
Okay,
but would they be will they be reconciled? That's another conversation. But at the very least, on paper, which is what the Auditor General is interested in, on paper, these irregularities are recoverable. But then there is that point something percent, which amounts to almost 50 million cedis. And you see, sometimes when the amount is small, you can really understand the wrongdoing better.
Yeah.
When the amount is small, because you can picture it.
Yeah.
Right? So, for example, how does Ghana Water Company explain advancing monies to board members without authorization?
For what? To do what?
You have asked a good question. You see where I'm going? You see what I'm saying? When the amount is small, sometimes you can really picture one guy be making one decision, be signing something and issuing some money without the right processes, because the amount is small.
Yeah.
That's where you start to see the real color of the I don't know the right word to use. I want to say the malfeasance in our public sector. Yeah. So today we'll break it down and bring out the details.
Very important. Very important.
But 99.4% of it is recoverable.
Let's recover them then.
Yeah, recover. 15 billion is a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. Okay. Anyway, good to see you.
Good
How
to see you. I'm
right?
good. I'm good. I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, for the 6 a.m. bulletin, we're very grateful to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. Now, a poorly maintained car, Charlie, it will age fast. So you need quartz engine oil, specially formulated by Total Energies, to give you age resistance technology. Now, it's a breakthrough. It ensures optimal performance for your engine. It improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressures. And of course, quartz from Total Energies gives you the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz keep your engine younger,
for longer. Let's get into the Joy Business Report, brought to you by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Coming up this morning, First Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Afare, questions sustainability of central bank's financing of government's budget. Also, majority of banks in Ghana will not meet recapitalization exercise of the Bank of Ghana due to the impact of domestic debt exchange program. That's the view of economist Dr. Patrick Isumi. Plus, Maslock fails to recover about 304.3 million CD loan disbursed to customers. We'll hear from the 2022 Auditor General's report. And later, Ghana Union of Traders Association calls on Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to suspend implementation of new tariffs. And welcome to our friends listening from KTU Radio Koforidua. First up, economist Dr. Patrick Isumi is predicting commercial banks will struggle to recapitalize due to the impact of the domestic debt exchange program on the financial sector. His comment coming at a time rating agency Fitch has warned that the huge losses imposed on bondholders and that the program has have significantly weakened the banking sector's capitalization plans. Banks in the country have already submitted recapitalization plans to the Bank of Ghana after the regulator gave the directive, but Dr. Isumi is of the view that majority of the banks may not be able to meet any attempt by the central bank to implement the recapitalization plan submitted to it.
Capital requirement, there will be a little bit of struggle for some of the banks. There's no two ways that the domestic debt exchange has weakened the banks in some sense, but also, it's not just what was closed in the exchange that was closed back in February. We know that new debt exchange is being mooted by the government, and you get a sense that all of this will bring further weaknesses within the banking system. Bank of Ghana released the data in relation to the last MPC meeting. We do see that credit growth to the private sector has more than about halved, compared to the previous year. So we've already seen that impact on the credit to the private sector is being manifest within the economy already.
That was economist Dr. Patrick Isumi. The first deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Afare, has said the central bank's financing of government's operations is not sustainable and must not be encouraged. Dr. Opoku-Afare called for strong and aggressive domestic resource mobilization to support the economy. Here's George Afe with more.
The first deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana was speaking at an event at Gomuafete in the central region on the topic building public support towards mobilizing resources locally for development. He added that recent happenings have shown that central bank financing approach is not workable. Dr. Afare says financing the deficit by central bank can indeed undermine its autonomy and its ability to even fight inflation. He was, however, quick to add that one of the challenges that is affecting domestic resource mobilization is the lack of trust between the general public and policymakers. Dr. Afare was, however, of the view that there is a need to deal with wasteful spending and ensure that there is value for money going forward, a move that can help to deal with this challenge. But Dr. Afare was of the view that there is a need to deal with wasteful spending and ensure there's value for money going forward, a move that can help to deal with this challenge. The first deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana's comments are coming at a time where there have been push for strict enforcement of the zero financing of government's budget to prevent the situation where Bank of Ghana has been pushed into negative equity as a result of the almost 61 billion Ghana cedis loss for 2022.
George Afe with that report. The Microfinance and Small Loan Center, Maslock, has failed to recover about 304.345 million cedis loans disbursed to customers. That's according to the 2022 Auditor General's report. These unpaid loans include cash advances and monies disbursed into poultry projects, vehicles, tractors, amongst others, as of December 31, 2020. The Auditor General therefore recommended that management of the center should intensify efforts to recover the outstanding receivables. The report again found that management of the center made investments totaling about 623.3 million cedis. However, these investments were still locked up with the receiver as of 31st December 2021. The Auditor General urged management to dialogue with the receiver to redeem the investment. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has appealed to state-owned enterprises to complement the effort of government by reducing waste of resources to help ensure macroeconomic stability. According to him, government, through various initiatives, is working to achieve targets set in the mid-year budget to aid in economic recovery. Mr. Ofori-Atta was speaking at the 70th anniversary launch of GCB Bank.
Policies that foster economic growth, financial stability, and inclusivity. It has been a challenging year, and I described it in the media review as a period in which we all have been bruised, we have been battered, and we have been broken. However, we stood firm, resolute, and resilient. And this is what GCB should continue to be. So clearly, it has been a very challenging year. What matters most, however, is that our respective institutions, and as we as government and GCB, were not deterred by our circumstances. Instead, we both used our difficult moments to put in place the foundations needed to build back better.
You had the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is calling on the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to suspend implementation of new tariffs. GUTA, in a statement, said its attention had been drawn to astronomical increases in port tariffs that have been announced by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. It added that the announcement was a surprise to members who continue to struggle under the effects of many taxes and levies that have been introduced in recent times. In other news, Enterprise Computing Limited, an ISO certified professional services company, has launched a new automation service called Workmate. According to the marketing and communication specialist, Enterprise Computing Limited, Wilhelmina Clark, Workmate encompasses a centralized system that works on multiple automation processes at the same time.
We are in a space where we have manual processes in our various industries. So from retail to manufacturing to financial, that banking, insurance to telecommunications. We have certain processes within our organizations that have manual processes dealing with data and having manual reconciliations and other things. And that is why Workmate is here. Workmate is meant to automate some of these processes so that we reduce the errors. We are more productive because we do more within less time and with the same resources.
Marketing and communication specialist at Enterprise Computing Limited, Wilhelmina Clark. Now, Enterprise Bureau is calling for the speedy passage of the startup bill currently before Parliament to improve the entrepreneurial drive of the country. According to the Bureau, the bill, when passed, will create an enabling environment for growth of startups. Speaking to Joy Business at a sensitization program for students of Radford University on entrepreneurship, Executive Director of Enterprise Bureau, Ethel Ann Komlaga, said the bill, when passed, will address many challenges of entrepreneurs.
I am happy that the startup bill is being worked on, and then of course we would need much how far we have come with the bill, and then of course startups can also have enough benefit. We have had engagement with the NIP boss, Mr. Nkansa, and he had given us much hope that we are going to see the bill is going to see the light of day soon. So we are hoping that startups can have enough benefit from it. We want to be sure that the issues that concerns the startup or the ecosystem in general are addressed. Funding, marketing.
You had Executive Director of Enterprise Bureau, Ethel Ann Komlaga. While an investor eyed today, be suspicious when an investment opportunity promises an unusual high return in a short period. You could be victim of a Ponzi scheme if you put your money in such an investment. Let's listen to the head of technical ICT and digital forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amankwata.
Ponzi scheme. This scam promised high returns to early investors using funds received from subsequent investors rather than from legitimate business profits. They eventually collapse when new investors dry up. Exercise cautious if an investment opportunity guarantee unusual high returns with little risk. Research the investment thoroughly and consult professionals before investing.
Head of Technical and ICT Digital Forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amakwata there. Before we go, let's check the markets for you. Let's begin with the commodity market. Crude oil trading at $83 a barrel. Gold selling at $1,934 an ounce after going up marginally. Cocoa gained $7 to open, trading at $3,551 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 11 cedis 58 pesos. That's on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 14 cedis 90 pesos. The euro going for 12 cedis 58 pesos. More news on our website, myjournalline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues. Here's Kojo.
Yeah, here's me. Yeah, so yesterday we got a bit more detail from the advice that the Attorney General gave to the police on the theft docket. The reported theft. One of the interesting details I observed was that the Attorney General, looking through the details of the police investigation, they said, well, look, when the complaint was made to the police, the amounts were actually separated in a certain way. Okay, according to the former minister, she had lost $200,000, $800,000. So they were mentioned separately.
Okay.
Then she had lost, the euros and then the cedis. But the Attorney General pointed out that there was no mention of who owned the euros.
Right.
Also, it's not clear. I mean, was all the money stolen? Was all this money stolen? Was it all taken away? Was there more? If it was all taken away, then what was the person going back to do?
Yeah.
When the person was caught, when the suspect was, caught in the room, what was the suspect going back to take? If all the money had already been taken,
you'd think that you'd immediately notice if that amount was taken. Yeah, and so people are wondering, was there some more there that we don't know about?
So yeah, that's what we're dealing with, and so the Attorney General, to be clear, the Attorney General's office is dealing with the theft. The Office of the Special Prosecutor is dealing with suspected corruption. These are two separate things. The theft case already exists. That was reported by Madam Cecilia Dapa, and the police have been looking into that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, it shouldn't be difficult to know who owns that money or who owned that money.
It ought not be difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
it ought not be difficult. You see, I made this point here the other day that all money comes from a bank. All money. Nobody manufactures money in their home.
Exactly.
So every note comes from a bank somewhere. So all this money, wherever it came from, whoever owns it, there must be a point at which it was withdrawn from a bank, right? Because you can't import money into the country from elsewhere. There's a limit to how much money you can bring in. So if you brought it in without declaring it, then you smuggled it in. That's a crime, right?
Yeah.
So either way, there must be some bank.
It shouldn't be difficult to establish.
It shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be hard at all. If you don't have your receipt, the bank will have it.
Yeah.
So just mention the bank. They'll go there. They'll find it. This is why I know hard like that. All right. Well, it's time for us to get our inspirational song out of the way. And this one is, as always, sponsored by Duraplast Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. Where Duraplast goes, water flows. You like Charlie Wilson? Do you know Uncle Charlie? No?
No.
Oh, he's an R&B artist. Great music. And this one is very inspiring. It's called I'm Blessed.
I'm Blessed.
Yes. Enjoy. Charlie Wilson. You like it, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Charlie Wilson for ya.
Nice shoes, Kojo.
Oh, thank you, Mama VZ. You like them, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they were a gift. From
Is it 39?
my birthday present. Pardon?
39 size?
44.
Oh, Ashimi.
Someone gave them to you as a gift. Eh?
Yes.
Okay. I know the GRA is listening. Let's continue.
Gift tax on shoes.
Does it apply if the person is a foreign national?
My brother, let's continue.
If the shoes were bought,
don't ask too many
in some other part of the continent.
The more you stay on this subject, the more you stay on. Okay,
so education for all of us.
Okay, so you know what? Whenever you buy something and ship it to somebody in Ghana,
yes,
when the person is going for it, the person pays tax. You're aware.
It wasn't shipped.
It wasn't shipped.
Yes.
It was.
So what that means is that it doesn't matter who and where the person is coming from. Yes, but I mean, let's move on to other issues.
Let's go to drive safe. Why?
Because the more you focus, the more you focus on this.
So if you buy shoe,
it's a
put
gift.
it in your bag.
You must pay.
Bring it to
you
Ghana.
Must pay tax.
Come and give it to your.
You must pay tax.
Good friend.
You must pay tax. Mavi, let's continue.
The Drive Safe campaign is brought to us by Joy News
Authority
and Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota Superior
But the
Quality.
shoe wasn't bought in Ghana.
Kojo, avoid all distractions. Keep both eyes on the show. If you're on the road, please keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. Please drive safe.
Let's learn how to say it right. Brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. And Societe Generale Bank Ghana. The future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either. I say either.
I never thought the day would come when COVID would no longer be the biggest, scariest issue in the world. Do you remember how terrified we all were at the height of the pandemic? You'd suddenly start putting your affairs in order if you so much as woke up with a runny nose. Now please pay attention. I said runny nose, not running nose. The word runny means more liquid than usual. It is often used to describe undercooked eggs that turn out more liquid than solid. In our context, however, a runny nose means a nose that discharges an inordinate amount of mucus. So, on that rather gross note, we have at least one thing to thank COVID for. We now know how to say it right.
Oh dear.
And that's how you say it right?
That is how you say it right. All right, let's get into the news review. Brought to us by First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different, and Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
All right, I'd like to start with the Daily Graphic, but also to say that yesterday the CDD launched the Ghana Cities Monitor. They monitored 3 cities, Greater Accra, Kumasi and Tamale. The rankings are rather interesting. These are the people's views, because obviously you know that the population has tripled. Urban centers are choked. But do we have improved quality of life with the daily realities of urbanization? The people had very interesting views to share. In terms of the metropolis, Kumasi ranked the highest, followed by Accra and then Tamale.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess in the course of maybe sometime we can.
Yes, we can find some time and have discussions.
The scores down, and then we can also throw it out there to our listeners.
Yeah, we'll have discussions about this whole concept of cities and everything, and then we'll see. Okay, but congratulations.
I moderated a beautiful engagement.
Yes, I know. That's why I said congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Congratulations to the CDD for this. We've been asking for data, some sort of registry. This is good. All right, Daily Graphic newspaper on the front page. IMF bailout. Government meets second release conditions. So it looks like we're on the road to receiving another $600 million.
Dollars, yeah.
$600 million, yes, right. GCB Bank Ghana at 70. Testament of banking leadership according to the Bank of Ghana. Gifty Afenyi-Darcy calls for law to sanitize media space. And here's one of interest. It says slave trade reparations, AU approves Ghana conference. And I'm highlighting this because you guys know that in May I was in New York attending the UN Permanent Forum on People of African Descent. I was disappointed because Ghana was not present at that UN conference, but apparently, according to this story, we're hosting a conference for people of African descent in October this year. We missed a whole UN forum on the people of African descent, which is a permanent forum, and then we have this going on. Okay, I thought that was a bigger platform. Anyway, also in the paper, the ranking member of the Finance Committee of Parliament, Isaac Adongo, has urged the House to commence investigations into the activities of the Bank of Ghana for losing up to 55 billion Ghana cedis in equity and recording a negative reserve in 1 year. He's asked for Parliament to look into it. But if you also find, I think there's also another story in the paper that attributes the losses to the hits that the Bank of Ghana also took because of they also took a haircut, about 50% haircut during the first round of the domestic debt exchange program.
You know, yesterday when we were having this conversation, beg your pardon, and I think it was obvious the Bank of Ghana actually indicated that itself. I think in the notes to the account, note 9 or so, and they talk about the fact that during the domestic debt exchange, now a lot of people, I mean, all others had what you would call a haircut in their interest rates. That's still a haircut anyway. But for the Bank of Ghana, they had a haircut even of the principal amount. So it was not just the interest rates, but they suffered a 50% haircut. That's in the non-marketable, securities given to the of the government of Ghana. And so it was 64 billion, and they suffered a haircut of some 32 billion. Then they also suffered another haircut of 16 billion. And so these losses are attributable to the haircuts they suffered, one, and other issues to do with foreign exchange losses and all of that. And so that is where, yesterday when we had a conversation, you heard, Professor Bopping make the point that when the government of Ghana launched the domestic debt exchange, it actually targeted 137 billion in the first round. Now, at the end of it, government secured 85% of a 90 billion, exchange. What that meant was that government had to look for it somewhere. It fell on the Bank of Ghana. The problem is, why did the Bank of Ghana lend to the government? And the answer is, and yesterday when I put that question to them, they say,
they didn't have a choice.
Very, very difficult, because if they didn't do it, the economy that you said had collapsed would have been worse. And so I think that the Bank of Ghana is suffering from the mismanagement of the economy and the fiscal dominance. And so today, an independent body has more or less become like a government stooge. Just go in there, pick money, and leave.
The bigger conversation that we have today with the Auditor General's report, there are institutions in the state institutions who have their investments locked up. They haven't been able to retrieve, also accounting to some of the irregularities in the Auditor General's report.
Yep.
All right, I don't support any aspirant. Last story I'll do in the Daily Graphic. That's the president, and I'm sure you heard him. If you missed it, I think we have him here saying that he does not support any of the aspirants.
And I intend to cast that vote for the aspirant who I believe can best unite the party and who, above all, can win the election of 2025. That's why I can beat my chest and I can say without any fear of contradiction, there's no one in the party, there is not a single person in the NPP who can say that I have asked him or her to support this or that aspirant. I've not done it, and I know why I haven't done it. It's their right, they're party people. They can make whatever choice that they want, like all of you. You're entitled to make your own choices. I have my choice. I also have a vote.
Sugar.
Morning Show.
So that's President Akufo-Addo as he met communicators of the NPP. He was talking about their internal politics, the super delegate conference that's coming up. We have 10 candidates all wanting to be flag bearer. He says he does not support any of them, even though he has a choice.
So technically speaking, the president is telling you, yes, I support one of them to be flag bearer of the NPP, and I support one of them to be president of the Republic of Ghana. But I have not asked anybody to vote for that person that I support. So he says, that is my choice, but my choice is only my choice. You may have your choice, go ahead and vote for that person that you believe can win.
Does this help? Because, we've heard a lot of rumors. It was said that he was supporting the vice president. That's what I have heard. Does this clear the way for, if you like, a fair contest? An open one?
But would it be an unfair contest?
Well, I mean, if you had either the perception or you had been told that the president was backing the vice president, for instance, then you would think that it would not be a level playing field.
Really? Is that not what happens after every 8 years? Doesn't the outgoing president tend to back someone?
Well, I mean,
does that make it unfair?
The outgoing president is always, accused of backing somebody, particularly in the NPP, and it's just been on two occasions. The first in 2007 and now. Does that make it fair or unfair? I mean, to be very honest, I think that the General Secretary of the NPP, Justin Kudia-Frimpong, I've listened to him grant interviews, and he said it's been very clear that let no one be intimidated. Go around, do your campaign, and everybody should feel free to vote how he intends to vote. But of course, the reality is that there always would be elements within the party who may not be the mainstream leadership, who may be the backroom staff, who are really the power brokers, throwing their weights behind people. That's something that you would have. Now that the president says, yes, of course I would vote, but I have not asked you to go ahead and use my name to do any campaign. When anybody comes to you and says Akufo-Addo supports me, you tell the person that Akufo-Addo says I don't support you. It's that simple. Because he says, my vote is my secret, and you also have a vote. It's as simple as that. The Daily Guide, that same story, you can't impose candidate on NPP Akufo-Addo. Nana pushes for prioritization of women and children. 7 grabbed in Cecilia Dapa, 1 million stolen cash. Attorney General orders probe. And so yesterday on Top Story, I was following it, and I'm sure it was also published on myjoyonline.com. How, for instance, according to the Attorney General's, advice, and then the facts of the case that he presents, when Cecilia Benadapa reported the case, of course, I mean, he even said there was no evidence at the Tesano police station, and in indicating the loss of money, there was no indication of who owned the $200,000 and the 300,000 euros. All we're told is some $800,000 in excess that's owned by her brother who had died. But for me, so this is something that she became aware in October 2022.
This is when the stealing was discovered.
Allegedly.
But they reported in July 2023. 9 months.
Why?
You're right. Why? We would have time for this. And Giba sues AGKNet over DDT platform. And the story on page 6 of the Daily Guide says that the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association has filed a suit against the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization and KNet over a decision to unilaterally charge what they refer to as contribution links fee. Now, the association is in court challenging the ministry's decision to grant KNet the power to disconnect broadcasters from the DTT transmission platform on account of non-payment of the fee charged for the controversial contribution link services without any legal basis or parliamentary approval. And we're told that the contribution links are technical means of transporting a broadcaster's program contents from their studio facilities to reach broadcast head end. Okay, and back page, Marcelo exits in tears after breaking opponent's leg. Oh, Marcelo. And Salis relishes Monaco move, and Sojaman gets AstroTurf. And so the Chief Executive Officer of the National Youth Authority, Pius Enam Hajide, has cut sword for the construction of an AstroTurf park at Senchi in the Sojaman district of the Eastern region. And according to Pius Enam Hajide, government has directed the NYA to come up with strategic plans to help the youth with sports development in the country. And he discloses that the government through the NYA has started a construction of 10 youth resource centers in the country for international matches as part of measures to improve sports development.
Interesting that this is happening in the constituency where in yesterday's story there was an angle, the same story, where it says some NPP people surprised him. They picked up nomination forms without his knowledge when he went to carry out this exercise in the constituency. And they said that's his home constituency, and that's a place where he taught as well, and they thought he would be a good member of parliament, so they want him to go.
Oh, okay.
They surprised him and he agreed. Then
well, when the people come to you like that, you don't have to disagree. But you know the dynamics of Sojaman.
It's like when you get a wedding proposal in front of 1 million people.
You say yes?
Yeah.
You know the dynamics in the Sojaman is such that if he wins the primaries, we could have an election. There'll be a contest.
Is Paul Ansah going again?
I am told he's going to go again. The dynamics of Sojaman, and I mean, I have heard Kofi Oseameya, a former member of parliament of the area, say, for instance, that at the time he won, he was doing very well until Jerry John Rawlings came in there and started campaigning in the Ewe communities. So there's a huge Ewe population in the Sojaman. Okay. And so if you have Enam Hajide Pius, who's Ewe originally, going in there contesting, all things being equal, he could get a lot of these votes. But of course, as I stated, all things being equal, the elections will be decided first, by the NPP and then by the people. Anyway, let's go for the online news review.
Yes, it's brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle. Good energy.
Big question. What do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Like right now, do you just top up anywhere? Please don't do that. Let's introduce you to the Good Energy family and why you must be part. Goyle's Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP are the best quality fuels with high performance in town for your vehicle. Also, Super XP Ron 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at same price as normal fuel, and Goyle Diesel XP is low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Plus, with over 440 stations across the nation, join the family that rewards you with quality for an energized driving experience. Goyle, good energy. Goyle, Yan Yara Yedim.
All right, so people misunderstood ex-President Mahama because of his persona. This is Joyce Bauer Mokhtari saying so, and details are on myjoyonline.com. Right now, we can go for the BBC News, brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us. And Log On Voice, experience seamless business management.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Goyle, good energy.
Whether I'm passing by the food market, visiting the salon, or filling up my tank for a spontaneous adventure with old friends in a new city, when asked, cash or card, it's always card for me. I switched from cash to card for all my payments with MasterCard. Now I get to do what I enjoy with ease.
Switch from cash to card for all your payments with MasterCard. MasterCard, the secure and convenient way to pay.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Syntex tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Syntex tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project or demand, choose Syntex tank. Syntex tank, stress-free. Syntex tank, reliable. Syntex tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, strong, tough.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Business Daily is in 30 minutes.
It's been 6 months since devastating earthquakes rocked southern Turkey. Hundreds of thousands still live in tents and containers surrounded by rubble. So how long will it really take to rebuild?
Next, it's The Inquiry. This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Interesting stories on my Joy Online this morning, both of them alluding to coup d'etats, which is worrying, bearing in mind what's happening in West Africa, right? In Niger, most recently. So, Ibo Kwanzaa said on our show, he talked about how he considers members of the current government to be unresponsive. He was talking about the Cecilia Dapa debacle, right? And he said that, these people used to be his friends. He shares ideology with them. He talks about how he's a liberal Democrat, so he tends to align in ideology with many of the people in the NPP government. They used to be his friends. Now, they don't pick his calls. But he didn't make it about himself. He said that if you think about it, if they are not picking his calls as the editor of a national newspaper, then how responsive would they be to the average Ghanaian who doesn't have access to them, who never had access to them? So he's pointing out that they are becoming detached. They are becoming unresponsive to the people. And these are the conditions that existed when Rawlings led a coup. So he's, pointing out the clear and present danger that if governments continue to detach themselves from the people, these are some of the things that can happen. And we are seeing examples of it happening in countries close to us, countries bordering us. Yaun Sako talks about the same thing, how bad governance can lead to coups. And sometimes we think these things are far away from us. But coups are not done by multitudes, not by stadiums full of people. It's usually by one team of people who sit up late one night, smoking cigars, talking about how annoying things are, how irritated they are, how much they have lost through no fault of their own, how hard life has become for them in spite of how hard they are working. And then they think about it and they decide, nobody will fix this for us. We must take matters into our own hands. Then they stab out the flames of their cigars, pick up their guns, call their friends, and it doesn't take more than 50, 60 of them to overthrow a government. That is what has happened in our history here in Ghana. And this is, if there's any place in the world where history repeats itself consistently, it's Ghana. I will never forget when I when I started this job, and anywhere I was taken to and introduced, people will say, "Hey, so right now, Joy, if you are not called Kojo, you can't host the morning show." Do you see how quickly we turn things into traditions here? I'm only the second Kojo ever to host the morning show. At some point, we said, if you are not called John, you can't be president. This is how easily the Ghanaian mind turns some singular occurrence into a tradition. So I'm telling you that if people are warning that the kind of attitude we are getting from our leaders is making it attractive for a coup maker to step up and do what we don't want them to do, somebody needs to listen. But the people who are required to listen are the ones who are detaching themselves.
It's the politicians' thing, isn't it? I think we get to this point in political administrations where you say they are detached. It's like they don't care, or they say totally the opposite of what is happening. They are out of touch. It's something that we experience with, I think, all the administrations. And when parties are in opposition, you can have these conversations with them. They get it. But as soon as they get there. So I don't know, is there something with being in power? Is this something to do with the power that makes them unresponsive? And this is a man, Abel Konsa is a man who's lived, he's lived through the Rollins era, he's lived through Kufuor, and he aligns with the ideology of this administration, by the way, as in the NPP government. So if he says what he's saying, then somebody must really be listening. But you ask the question, are they really listening? Mostly out of touch. They think we are regime changers. That's it.
The thing about a coup d'etat, there are a lot of, the thing about a coup d'etat is that, first of all, there must be grounds for it. And, if you hear the experts talk about it all the time, the reference always made to insurgencies. You can actually disagree and say that's not one. But if you look at insurgencies, there must be grounds for an insurgency. An insurgency is always backed by the middle class. So look at it from the Foucault theory of Fidel Castro as something that doesn't work and would not work in today's world. If it worked, Che Guevara wouldn't have been murdered. Now, if you look at insurrection, you've seen the military take up weapons and overthrow governments. But like I stated, because you would need the middle class to join, and today we've had a conversation about Ghana's middle class. They're very quiet. We've asked, where's the middle class? Now, one of the things that could happen in today's Ghana is when you have mass protests. Now, we saw it so the Arab Spring, the much touted Arab Spring, started with mass protests. I mean, one man set himself on fire, and then it triggered mass protests, and, led to the president of Tunisia leaving, and then it moved to other parts. By the time it got to Egypt, you realize that, he didn't want to go, but he was forced to go. My point I'm making really is this. Having looked at the situation in Ghana, the kind of protest you need, it just doesn't look like we're interested. It doesn't look like, as a people, we will talk. Even the people that you expect to complain about the conditions are hiding behind the phones and sending you information to say, go and talk. That's what they do. And so, look, because there's the feeling also that I can come to power, a lot of people would wait patiently. And I've spoken to a lot of the middle class who have said, oh, in Ghana, I know it's a two-term thing. I mean, after two-term, another party will come. I'm convinced that nothing will change in this country. So what I'm going to do is that after 2 terms, I'll vote for the next party. They should also come and fleece the state. And I'm like, oh, really? So based on all of these things, Yes, I mean, people may always be scared. I have heard a lot of the young people make the point that, we need a reset as a country, so there should be a coup d'etat. And the older ones have reminded them that you were not in this country when the coup d'etat
You have
happened.
no idea what
So
you're
if
wishing
you know
for.
what a coup d'etat is all about, you would not wish for a coup d'etat for this country. And whenever these old young ones have been told what the old ones went through during the coup era, they keep quiet and say, oh, okay, then let's wait for the next change in government. But if we ever need a change, that change should start from our minds. That change should start where we say, enough of the duopoly, if we don't like it. Enough of the duopoly. Because the moment, you see, once you send the right signal to politicians that you can't take us for granted, they won't take you for granted.
Yeah.
But if we reduce it to, if it's not MPP, then it's NDC. If it's not MPP, then it's NDC. The MPP man comes and knows that, after 8 years, I'll be leaving office. Let me, gather enough money so that when I leave office, I would enjoy it, wait, and come back after 8 years and enrich myself again. The NDC man would think the same. And today you would have, smaller parties being pro-NDC or pro-MPP. If you don't want a problem in Ghana, you say, I belong to the CPP, I belong to the PMC. But then you are pro-NPP CPP or pro-NDC PNC. That's our reality. So, listening to Christine yesterday, we may be doing a few things right here and there when it comes to security, but the reality also is that sometimes, just sometimes, these protests could be spontaneous. You may not know where it begins.
Could take just one person.
And then it starts.
Well,
so let's be very careful.
Okay, I'm wondering whether you're saying that, because of the factors you've mentioned, so actually there is no risk of any kind of uprising. So politicians can continue to be detached.
I haven't said that.
Okay, because I've got to say, in the past we've seen protests which did not lead to coups. We've seen coups that did not come from protests. So there's no real formula to this thing. All it takes is the right people to get angry enough. So if to be perfectly honest, yeah, we have to change. We need a change of mindset, but that's long term. Short term, the thing that needs to happen to keep us safe from coup d'etats, which nobody wants, well, nobody in his right mind wants, is that these people need to reattach themselves to their original purpose as politicians, as leaders, which is the people. They need to reattach themselves to that purpose. Stop serving themselves and start serving the people. In the short term, that is the only thing that can happen to avoid an unpleasant surprise, if you ask me. That's just my view. Two interesting Mama, you remember her pre-mind days. Hey, Bumu Takrade did that.
Oh, no, Takrade, she was very young.
Pardon?
When she was in Takrade, she was very young.
Let me say again, pardon?
She was very young.
Define young.
Akwadanyame.
Yeah, it was actually, yeah.
Emphasis on Yami. How old were you in Takrade?
Well, so now Arthur was protecting me.
How old were you in Takrade?
18, 19.
No, sir.
Mama V. We heard of you. Yo. Anyway, it's a Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Today, we're looking at the Auditor General's report. And the big headline, about 99.4% of everything that was reported as an irregularity can be retrieved.
Exactly, Coach. And that's in the, his report on the public corporations, public boards, and other institutions for the year ending 31st December 2022.
Yeah.
And for us as a people, that is where our interest lies. When you can take back the monies, that's what we want.
But the ones that are not retrievable, those ones, they paint a picture of how people do the wrong thing in public service. They paint a very clear picture of it,
right.
Especially because the amounts are smaller, relatively small. They are still in millions of cedis, but they are smaller, so you can see how people do certain things wrong. And today we will try and paint that picture quite clearly. It's the same companies that keep repeating these things.
And it's painful, for instance, when state institutions buy from suppliers where they are not issued VAT invoices. How do you tell us, the ordinary people, when you are a state institution and you continuously buy from suppliers who don't issue you VAT?
Some way. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with today. Make sure you don't miss a moment of it. It's all unfolding right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Thank you for joining us wherever you are in the country. We love you very much.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah, if you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show. Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Let's talk about the Sukasa Grandson Community's affordable luxury housing project. It's now rolling out its affordable housing units on sales for its 3-bedroom units with an outhouse starting at 97,500 USD, or its prevalent city equivalent, and the 4-bedroom units with an outhouse starting at 195,000 USD, or its prevalent city equivalent. We offer you various convenient payment options as well. Our projects are presently at East Legon Hills and Ayi Mensa sites. We're located at Lagos Avenue in East Legon. Call us on 0302 960865 or send a WhatsApp to 055 369 7886 and make all the inquiries. You can also reach Sukasa via email at info@sukasa.com.gh and all their social media handles at SukasaGH. Sukasa, building on trust.
Now, for the laundry drop-off, the grocery pickup, the lunch sit-down, or the tank fill-up, when asked cash or card, it's always card for me. I've switched from cash to card for all my payments with MasterCard.
So we have fantastic news for people who live and work at Amasaman. Now, Ghana's largest privately owned bank, Fidelity Bank, has opened a brand new branch at Amasaman. Now we're closer to you than ever. Visit our new branch today along the Amasaman Highway after the Amasaman Total Service Station. Amasaman, to enjoy our suite of top-notch banking services and experience superior customer service in a delightful and inviting environment. We look forward to serving you. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
And that's so close to me now. Listen, mark your calendars for an incredible event happening on Saturday, 12th of August at all Toyota Ghana branches in Accra and Tema. Toyota Ghana is offering free vehicle diagnosis for all Toyota and Lexus models. Join them for a day filled with exciting offers, including affordable oil change using Toyota Genuine Motor Oil, thorough 60-point inspection-free diagnostics, discounted genuine Toyota spare parts and lubricants as well, and vehicle valuation for a trade-in or cashback deal. Toyota Global Airbag Recall Campaign inspections also. Please don't miss out on this. Make your way to any Toyota Ghana branch in Accra or Tema on Saturday 12th of August and unlock incredible benefits for your vehicle. For more details, please call Toyota Ghana on 0302 429 80125. Toyota, superior quality.
All right, now don't forget to go to kingdomstoreonline.com. At some point today, just type it into your phone and just go browse and look around the amazing stuff that Kingdom Books and Stationery has on sale for you. You can pay by Momo across all networks and just wait at home or in your office and they'll deliver to you in good time. Free delivery for Accra and Tema residents. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So times are hard, and the one thing on everyone's mind these days is cash. Whether it's cash to pay the bills or for the kids' school fees or for your building project, Societe Generale Ghana has got your back. The bank has launched the biggest loans campaign of the year, the Yatiso Loans Promo. SG Ghana is offering amazingly discounted interest rates on its loans. Both customers and non-customers, including staff on the Controller and Accountant General payroll, can enjoy access to heavily discounted loan rates. Yes, they say nowhere cool, but SG Ghana is here to lighten your financial burdens. Get a loan now by visiting any of the bank's 42 network outlets or call 0302-214-314 today. As always, terms and conditions apply. Remember, promo ends on the 7th of August 2023. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
And you guys know that the EcoBack Joe News Habitat Fair second clinic will be at the West Hills Mall this weekend, starting tomorrow, Friday 4th to Sunday 6th of August 2023. Our theme this year is home ownership, affordability, comfort, or luxury. Visit the clinic and engage the providers in the house and value chain on all your house needs. We're talking financing, land acquisition, rent to own, outright purchase, roofing, lightings, electronic appliances, home security. Well, I can go on and on and on and on. Please make your way to the West Hills Mall this weekend. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is your one-stop shop for everything housing. For enquiries, kindly give us a call on 054 011 0389 or 0244 260 653. There will be daily giveaways by our sponsors as well. The EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair is in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and the Planned City Extension Project from Cities and Habitats, Rent to Own, and sponsored by Elegant Homes and General Constructions Limited, where quality meets value. Global Lighting, your solution to quality lighting. Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investment. Visit cliftonghana.com today. Syntex Tanks, strong, tough. Gold Key Properties, building prestige since 1997. Springfield Estates, where dreams are built. Virtual Security, complete security solutions, and Virtual InfoSec Africa security solutions by design. Home ownership, affordability, comfort, or luxury. Friday 4th to Sunday 6th August at the West Hills Mall.
Obey do too. All right, time for the nutrition line from Nestle, and they offer good food for a good life.
Having your baby try out different tastes and flavors isn't just about giving them a change of taste. This helps to develop their palate and prepares them better for accepting varieties of adult food as they grow. So go ahead and try any of our 6 Cerelac variants, that is wheat, maize, rice, biscuity, fruit pieces, and millet. Remember, each bowl of Cerelac contains goodness that helps your child's normal growth and development. Cerelac, it's all good, Mum. This advert is FDA approved.
This is Nestle Nutrition Line. Nestle Nutrition Line is a public service program from Nestle Ghana Limited. Nestle Nutrition Line offers tips on good food for a good life. Now to your presenter.
Hello, good morning. How are you feeling? Are you well and strong? Have you got that beautiful smile on your face? This is Nestle Nutrition Line. I'm Jackie Ankra, also known as Na Ajelisoa. Please smile. On today's edition of Nestle Nutrition Line, we're discussing some benefits of breastfeeding. First of all,
breast milk is absolutely free, and you don't have to spend any money to provide your baby with all the nourishment they need for the first 6 months. Secondly, exclusive breastfeeding could be an effective means of natural birth control if you meet certain conditions. These include having to breastfeed exclusively regularly throughout the day and night and not using bottles. When you exclusively breastfeed your baby, it leads to the release of a hormone called prolactin, which suppresses other hormones which trigger ovulation, and this is the mechanism by which pregnancy is delayed. Exclusively breastfed babies also respond better to immunizations they receive against polio, tetanus, etc. Finally, breastfeeding a baby is such a powerfully emotional bonding experience between mother and baby that nothing else can replace. If you have any questions regarding breastfeeding, visit your nearby child welfare clinic and speak to the nurses. They have lots of experience and they will help you. This is where I leave you for today, but I've got my big eye on you, watching you, making sure you do only the things which are good for you, body, mind, and soul. Remember, you've only got the one body, so take good care of it. And while you take care of your body, please reach out. A phone call or two is all we need to keep the conversations going in the name of health and total wellness. 0302 517 020 or 0302 211 880. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Toll free 0800 120001. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight. Weekends and holidays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. To WhatsApp, SMS or call, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The numbers are 0593 845697, 0593 845649, 0593 845708. You can also email consumerservices@gh.nestle.com. No matter how tough the going gets, remember you're tougher and you've got to keep going. Keep moving, keep walking, keep pushing, keep climbing, keep shining, keep smiling, and have a lovely day. Bye. Having your baby try out different tastes and flavors isn't just about giving them a change of taste. This helps to develop their palate and prepares them better for accepting varieties of adult food as they grow. So go ahead and try any of our 6 Cerelac variants, that is wheat, maize, rice, biscuity, fruit pieces, and millet. Remember, each bowl of Cerelac contains goodness that helps your child's normal growth and development. Cerelac, it's all good, Mum. This advert is FDA approved.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and send tweets,
where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete, an escape from the clutches of interest charges? With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide, high credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis, and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
1xBet jackpot is here with weekly massive prizes up for grabs. All you have to do is place your bets on any sports game and stand a chance to win. Simply register at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code JackpotGhana and place your bets. 1xBet is your key to great victories. Feel like a winner. 1xBet. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Special day for special people. Birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner. And Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Pefi.
And you know, Franco Trading Enterprise is your leading mobile phone accessories and electronic retail outlet. So go ahead and purchase these items from Franco. Nokia, Samsung, iPhone, smart TVs. They also have tabletop fridges, Franco air condition, and they have the CCTV camera, the monitor video, where you can monitor video anytime and anywhere. And what's more, well, they're giving you some 40% discount when you purchase from them. Please do not pick any Franco Trading number on Google. Get in touch with Franco Trading on these numbers: 0246 422 338 or 0555 939311, or download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store. You can also visit their website, francotrading.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone.
And a happy birthday to Mr. Kofi Okwampa Akoto, who's General Manager of Akoto Risk Management and a Fellow of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana. Is from your wife and children. And also a happy birthday to Madam Afra Sika Mensah, who is Deputy Coordinator at the Free Senior High School Secretariat. And this is from Felix Bedu, who is Press Secretary to the Minister of Education.
All right, so this is not a happy birthday. It's a shout out to Dr. George A. Champong of Del Cielo Airport. He fixed me real good. Thank you, Dr. George A. Champong.
Kujo, you know that yesterday I was at the MTN Ghana Investor Connect event. In fact, I emceed that event. It was a wonderful event. They're doing very well. And but let me just say good morning to the management of MTN, especially to the CEO Saloma Dadevo, to the Chief Finance Officer, that's Antoinette Kofi, and also to the Chief Marketing Officer Kojo Noel Kojo Ganson. And also to the Chief Executive of Mobile Money Limited, Shaibu Haruna, and to all the team at MTN, Jermaine Nate, Chris Adama, and everybody who made the show a success, and including those from Chatterhouse. It was a great event.
That's nice. Now, I want to say a happy birthday to a very dear friend of mine, Erica Michelle Boy. Celebrates her birthday today. Erica Michelle, a lovely lady, 1 year older today. Happy birthday to you. Have a very special one. Happy birthday to Nutifa Fayawa Gajesu, Matthew Pepra Boating, Abdul Rahman Yusufu, Jake Ama, Julius Yorson, and my senior from Ogasco, husband to Kokwi Selome, Kobe Hansen.
Oh, okay.
Kobe Hansen, happy birthday to you, Binab. All right, well, that does it from me. Where are we going next? The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. Standard Chartered Bank. We're here for good. Allianz Life Insurance. We secure your future. 1xBet, your reliable bookmaker. And DSTV, it's your moment.
Now, and so to all registered 1xBet players, we have something interesting just for you. Your reliable bookmaker has launched the Jackpot of the Week promotion, and you have a unique opportunity to get a weekly jackpot. Look for the conditions on the promo page, complete simple task, and get the chance to win a lump sum. We also remind you about the registration on the website or in the 1xBet app with the promo code GHJackpot to get a bonus of up to 2,650 Ghana cedis.
And do you lead a corporate business, a global subsidiary, or run the affairs of a small or medium enterprise? As a key decision maker in your business, we know you want to make payments seamlessly and access real-time transaction data, whether you are at work or on the go. Now, Standard Chartered provides the digital key to help unlock your business potential. That key is Straight to Bank. It's a single access end-to-end digital platform that helps you manage the needs of your business on the go. View transactions, pay your business partners and government institutions through Ghana.gov, facilitate real-time payments and collections with the latest encryption technology and security. Elevate your banking experience today with Straight to Bank, our award-winning digital banking platform powering payroll, cash management, trade, and securities. You can always bank on us. Email premierservice.gh@sc.com to sign up today.
All right, secure your life and that of your loved ones by just dialing *1890# to join the Allianz Life family and experience true peace of mind. You can buy and pay for your life insurance, pay premiums on an existing account, you can check your balance, you can withdraw your insurance savings, initiate claims, and receive payments promptly. All of this just by dialing *1890#. Follow Allianz Life on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram on Allianz Life Ghana. For more information, call Allianz Life Insurance on 0302-267-892 or just go to Allianz-GH. Allianz Life, we secure your future.
Allianz, Allianz.
So in a moment we'll bring you the Sports Center, but before that, a couple of messages from our partners.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, oh yeah. EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah. Download it. You go enjoy it. In my Brahmin chain. In my Brahmin chain. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Kim promise.
Nyamidia Apartments, the first master plan community in Ghana, is offering a 20% discount on all units. 2 and 3 bedroom apartments ready to move in today. Strategically located a short drive from the Tema Motorway roundabout towards Community 25. Call us now and the first 10 will get an additional 5% discount. Use the promo code Nyamidia23. Terms and conditions apply. Contact number 0551 435 555. Nyamidia Apartments. Affordable luxury homes for everyone.
Very good morning. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentio Tahiru Fentio. Let's begin with this. Ghana's President Akufo-Addo has demonstrated his support for Mediama Sporting Club by providing 1 million Ghana cedis ahead of their inaugural CAF Champions League campaign, which is set to kick off this month. The reigning champions paid a visit to the Jubilee House in Accra yesterday, where they engaged in a CATS meeting with the president. He promised them 1 million Ghana cedis to support their campaign. They are poised to embark on their CAF Champions League journey, starting with the preliminary round against Nigeria's Remo Stars. That game will be in the second week of August. Meanwhile, referees chief at the Ghana Football Association, Alex Kote, believes imbibing a competitive spirit into the refereeing profession would go a long way to improving officiating in the local game. The level of officiating in Ghana football has long been a hot talking point for mostly negative reasons, and Kote is however positive. Fixing this narrative is very much doable.
During our time, you want to go in for a game and you want to go there and do the game and come up well. But can we say that of today? No. Competition is one thing we want to bring back into refereeing. I mean, you must fight to get a FIFA badge. It shouldn't be on a silver platter. No. These days, you see a lot of technology that has come into refereeing. We want to try as much as possible to bring it into our system here. I believe that if we are able to do some of these things, refereeing will get back to its place. Once we have been able to identify that there's a problem, fixing it becomes very, very easy.
That's the referees chief, Alex Korte. Now, Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf has lauded FIFA for donating 30,000 footballs to the Ghana Football Association for distribution. According to the minister, these balls will be distributed among schools nationwide as part of a strategy to strengthen the development of the sport.
For your information, FIFA has also donated over 30,000 football. 30,000 football, and it was launched recently. And we are going to do the distribution, get physical education teachers across the country, so that once we distribute this football to the schools, at least they will have people to train them to play. I've said it time and again that the most important item when it comes to football development is the football itself. The people should have access to the football, and that is why this intervention by FIFA is very, very good.
That's the sports minister. Now, former managing director of Accra Heart of Oak and sports management professional Neil Armstrong Motagbe has urged local clubs to be deliberate about fan engagement and mobilization. Ghana football is currently facing a huge problem of fan apathy, which massively affected stadium attendance in the last season. Motagbe believes some clubs are leaving out of fan involvement to chance.
Mobilizing supporters doesn't happen by chance. It's a job. It can be it's just like how you have politicians traversing the length and breadth of the country to whip up enthusiasm about a particular candidate. That's how mobilization goes. If you don't invest time and resources into it, it doesn't happen. It does not just happen.
That's Neil Armstrong Motagbe there. Libyan giants Al Ali, they've announced the signing of former Asante Kotoko captain Richard Boedu Agadas. The former Midiama SC midfielder signed a deal to join the Benghazi-based club for the 2023-24 season. Another Ghanaian player that has moved is Mohamed Salisu. He says joining AS Monaco is a great step in his career. The 24-year-old has signed a 5-year deal at the Principality club, joining from Southampton.
Approach to win over a big client.
It's a very great club, and like I said, I'm very happy to be here, and it's a big step for me in my career. I'm looking forward to the journey, to win games, to be the best team we can be. I'm very happy to be here. But I need to practice my French. I think I'm looking forward to the journey, and hopefully we're gonna make the fans happy by winning the games.
That's Mohamed Salisu. Let's do women's football now.
Gaia, lovely first touch. Can she do it again?
Yes, that's South Africa. They are into the last 16 of the Women's World Cup after claiming their first victory in that competition with a thrilling 3-2 win over Italy in Wellington. Thembi Gatlanade, I beg your pardon, Thembi Gatlana. Thembi Gatlana's stoppage time winner came after Italy fought back to level with an Ariana Caruso header. It's also the first time the Banyana have progressed beyond the group stages of the tournament, and their head coach Desiree Ellis couldn't hide her joy.
Amazing. I thought they were incredible. I thought we said we're going to fight for every ball. We said we're not going to give up. And they were absolutely magnificent out there. But this victory is for everyone back home. People that got up in the early hours of the morning to support us. This is for them. This is for everyone involved in women's football that have played a part in getting the players here. The coaches out there, the coaches that have come before, the players that have come before. This is for all of them.
That's Desiree Ellis, her name, much simpler than Thembi Kigatlana's name, which did me a bit dirty there. But let's move it on. Elsewhere in the competition, it was the end of an era for women's football icon Martha. Her sixth and final Women's World Cup ended in despair beyond her worst nightmares as Brazil failed to reach the knockout stages in Australia and New Zealand. A goalless draw against Jamaica saw Brazil eliminated as their Caribbean opponents reached the last 16 alongside France. The 37-year-old Martha's legacy has long been cemented, and she bows out as the greatest scorer in the tournament's history with 17 goals. Meanwhile, France manager Hervé Renard warned his players not to take anything for granted as they survived a scare to beat Panama 6-3 and finish top of Group F. The group stage of the Women's World Cup concludes this morning as two-time champions Germany look to avoid an early exit with a game against Morocco. The stoppage time strike in the last round of fixtures saw Martina Voss-Tecklenburg's side beaten by Colombia, who are top of Group H and on the brink of a place in the last 16. No one is eliminated yet from the group, with Morocco and South Korea still in with a chance to progress. Both games kick off at 10 a.m. this morning. Meanwhile, Nigerian forward Asisat Oshola has revealed her father was not pleased with their goal celebration in the win over Australia at the ongoing Women's World Cup. The Barcelona forward scored the third goal in the Super Falcons' 3-2 win over the tournament co-host and then celebrated by taking off her shirt. Her celebration raised eyebrows on social media, especially given that she's Muslim. She has now been forced to address the matter on Instagram, writing that, quote, "My father is definitely not happy with my choice of celebration, but then again, life is a collection of moments," unquote. Now, this is a wild story. Somalia's sports minister has apologized for a female participant in an international 100-meter race who was so slow that people questioned how she ever came to be selected. At a university games competition in the city of Chengdu in China, Nasra Abubakar Ali took close to 22 seconds to complete the 100-meter race, almost twice as long as the winner. In a video of the event, which has gone viral on social media, the Somali athlete is soon left out of shot and eventually completes the race with a jovial skip at the end. It looks more like a comedy sketch, really. The sports minister, Mohammed Bari Mahmoud, described the incident as an embarrassment. It has now emerged, though, that the said athlete, who was neither an athlete nor had any form of training, was actually the niece of the chairwoman of Somalia's Athletics Federation. The country's sports minister has since suspended her pending further investigation. Swat Gallo, former captain for Somalia's women's basketball team and now leader for the Somali Women's Foundation, says the incident shows corruption at the highest level of sport in the country.
We feel sad and unhappy at what happened to China, track and field, and we still gathering the information in what happened, how it happened, how can we correct it, that mistake for having the time. But we have to realize where Somalia comes from. The last 30 years or decades, we are being challenged as a government, as a Somali community. So this mistake comes from part of that challenge, and we are trying to correct it.
That's Swat Gallo there. Now, former Italy goalkeeper and World Cup winner Gianluigi Buffon has retired from football aged 45. Buffon brings an end to a 28-year career that saw him lift the World Cup in 2006 along with 10 Serie A titles with Juventus and Ligue 1 title with Paris Saint-Germain. And before we go, former Barcelona and Brazil defender Dani Alves has been formally indicted by a Spanish judge after he was jailed for alleged sexual assault in January. Alves was arrested over an allegation he assaulted a woman in a Barcelona nightclub in December. The judge said she had found evidence of wrongdoing by the 40-year-old. Alves, who was being held in a prison without bail and had requests to be released rejected, claims he had consensual sex with his accuser. And that's all the sports this morning on the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentio Tahir Fentio. There's more sports on our website, myjoyandland.com/sports.
Africa, Somalia, family and friends.
Yeah,
Friends.
I know, right? That's taking nepotism to a new level. But Mama V, every time you are here, pronouncing a name does me dirty.
Oh, I wasn't even here. I was just.
I saw you. I saw you standing.
So I confused you.
Yes.
All right. So I
Please stop coming in here when I'm not done or when I'm in the middle of my bulletin.
Yes, sir.
Then be Gatlana. I couldn't say it after 5 times because the way Ababa would deal with me this Sunday.
Yes, Fence. Noted. That's Fentio, Tahiru Fentio with the Joy Sports Center this morning. It's now time for us to bring you Food for Thought with Uncle Abel White is brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. Uncle Abel White joins us. Good morning to you. Our favorite uncle.
Gorgeous, good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, I am very well, thank you. You, Uncle Abel, how have you been?
Oh, I'm doing great. The Somali story is sad, isn't it?
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, how do you disgrace Africa at that level like that?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Oh, by the way, Mama V.
Yes, Uncle.
I will give you 1,000 cedis if you can guess the title of my next play.
Do I have to attempt now?
Yes.
Oh my God. Fentio. Umbura says, I don't like what you like. But no, that's not what I would say. Uncle, I have to think about it.
Okay, let me tell you. The title of the play is Naked in Bed.
Hey, Uncle Ebo. I couldn't have guessed that. No way.
Yeah, Naked in Bed. And I think it's our craziest play to date.
Naked in bed.
Naked in bed.
Can I ask you what it's about?
If you pay the gate fee, I'll tell you.
Oh my God, I can't wait to I can't wait to experience this one.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be something else. Let me call him Mr. Bedu, or Mr. B for short. Mr. B, in the mid-60s and the mid-70s, worked with a produce buying company. His job was to grade the quality of cocoa and pay cash for it. He was then supposed to arrange for the cocoa he had bought to be taken to the main depot and from there to be transported finally to Tema Harbour. It was a simple job, but Mr. Bedu was smart. He found ways of making lots of money from his work as he took full advantage of the illiteracy of the farmers. To start with, he had the right to determine the quality of the cocoa, and no one could challenge whatever grade he gave to any bag of cocoa. So the smart man would grade good quality cocoa as grade B, pay the farmer the grade B price, and turn round and record the same bag of cocoa as grade A in the company records, and get the company to pay him the grade A price. The difference between the prices for the grades then becomes his quote-unquote profit. And then he will submit the bill for the cocoa that he has bought to his company, receive the cash to pay the farmers, but tell the farmers that Accra said payment will delay. But if any of them needed cash that badly, he, in his personal capacity, could arrange for a loan from somewhere for them. And when their payment came through, they could pay back the loan with interest. The farmers thought he was doing them a favor, but it was their own money that he was turning around. Clever man. In this and other clever ways, Mr. B made a lot of money from his job. With the money he was making, he bought a number of houses in Kumasi. The house he lived in was a mansion. He bought a number of trucks and articulators which he hired out to the company, his employers, for transporting cocoa from the hinterlands to the main depot and from the main depot to Tema. He used the name of one of his children as the owner of the vehicles, and so his employers did not know that they had become customers of their own staff. He also had a number of taxis and a garage of private cars. He was a star not just of his family, but of his whole hometown and surrounding villages and towns. In those days, if you had asked me who was the most successful person in the world, I would have pointed to Mr. B. Then I moved to Accra, and about 10 years later, I returned to Kumasi on business. At midday, I took a break and drove to Harper Road at Edum to pick my childhood friend, Issa, from his office for lunch and to catch up with each other. At the Kumasi post office runabout, Issa said, "Hey, did you see him?" "See who?" I asked. I had not seen anyone among the pedestrians that I knew. Issa said, "Did you not see Mr. B?" I got excited immediately. "Where is he? Where is he?" I said, looking around. Issa said, "Pull over." Pull over. Now look through the back window. Can you see the man in the faded African print crossing the street? That's him. "No, that cannot be Mr. B," I said. The Mr. B I remembered was always well groomed, and he did not have to walk in the hot sun. This man Issa was pointing at could pass for a beggar. "Where's his car?" I asked. Issa said, "Mr. B does not own a car now. All his cars and trucks and articulators are gone." "What?" I exclaimed. I could not believe what I was hearing. Issa then told me the full story of the downfall of Mr. B. It began when he lost his job with a produce buying company, and in that same week, 2 of his trucks ran headlong into each other, and both became write-offs. The insurance for both cars had expired just the day before. People convinced him that it was not normal for 2 trucks belonging to the same owner to run into each other and become write-offs. So they encouraged him to go to, quote and unquote, go and look into it. Someone introduced him to an illiterate prophetess who told him that the accident was just the beginning of the woes coming his way and that his life would be next. The prophetess said it was coming from his wife, who wanted him dead so she could take over his properties. The prophetess said the woman was a witch. Mr. B promptly sacked his wife, and things got downhill from there. Next, the prophetess told Mr. B that the only way to reverse all that his wife had done against him spiritually was to marry a woman with a strong spirit to fight for him spiritually. And she recommended her own daughter. Mr. B, afraid for his life and his fortunes, married the girl without hesitation. After the wedding, mother and daughter convinced him that his children and relatives who were living in his mansion with him were all witches and were in it with his ex-wife. They told him that as long as he kept contact with them, his ex-wife still had access to him through them. So, Mr. B cut himself off his children and his relatives and drove everyone out of his mansion. With Mr. B now firmly in their grips, mother and daughter set out to strip him of everything. They got him to sell his houses, his remaining trucks, and his private cars, and whatever he sold, they convinced him to give it as an offering to God to redeem his life. In a matter of 5 years, Mr. B had been reduced to nothing. He had nothing. He owned nothing. And then the prophetess got one of the church members to accuse him of sexually harassing her. Mother and daughter accused him of infidelity and threw him out of the house he had bought for them. And now, Mr. B, homeless, had to depend on begging to get something to buy for food. An 80-year-old man once said to me, "Ebo, life has a way of collecting anything we have not earned from us. So be careful you don't grab what does not belong to you. You know, the real poverty in Ghana is the lack of moral values. The real disaster in Ghana is that we have sacrificed the fear of God for the love for ill-gotten wealth. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 2 says, treasures gained by wickedness do not profit, but righteousness delivers from death. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 19 says, such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for unjust gain. It takes away the life of its possessors. Proverbs 21 verse 6 reads, the getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor and a snare of death. Proverbs 13 verse 11, wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Proverbs 15 verse 27, whoever is greedy for unjust gain troubles his own household, but he who I beg your pardon. Proverbs 15 verse 27, whoever is greedy for unjust gain troubles his own household, but he who hates bribes will live. And finally, Proverbs 20 verse 17, bread gained by deceit is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth will be full of gravel. You know, either the Bible is right or our greed is right. Let God judge. Lord, teach us to number our days so we may apply our hearts to wisdom. And Mama, that is my presentation for this morning.
Amen, Uncle Ibo. So Mr. B is real.
Yes, he was as a boy, not knowing any better. He was one of my heroes and one of the heroes of everyone that I knew at that time. And he was a man of wealth, quote unquote, wealth, and we all aspire to be like him. Now, of course, I know better. But at that time, he was the biggest thing we knew.
Life. Well,
yeah, life.
Don't grab what does not belong to you. Gather little by little.
Get little by little.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is the kind of patience we have lost in Ghana. People want to make it big today, not tomorrow. Today, by any means possible. And unfortunately, we become, gradually, we have come to the point where we would be willing to sell our mothers for money. And if you don't think we can do that, anytime we sell Ghana out, we have sold our mother.
Well, Uncle Ibo, may God help us all.
May He help us indeed. So, Naked in Bed is coming.
Well, in the meantime, next weekend, The Secret Code of Wives, the play goes to Takrady next weekend. And then
yes, it goes to Takrady.
We'll be looking forward. Naked in Bed.
Naked in Bed.
I'm sure messages are coming in already. Uncle Ibo, thank you so much for another Food for Thoughts.
Welcome and have a fantastic day.
I wish you same. Enjoy the holiday tomorrow.
Thanks, you too.
All right, that's Uncle Ibo White with Food for Thought. He's back on Monday with another Food for Thought. Right now, though, we have to go for the Joy Business Minute, which is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana. CBG, we stand with you.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and McDan Aviation, your dependable private aviation solution. First Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Afare, has said the central bank's financing of government operations is not sustainable and must not be encouraged. Dr. Opoku-Afare called for strong and aggressive domestic resource mobilization to support the economy. Economist Dr. Patrick Isume is predicting commercial banks will struggle to recapitalize due to the impact of the domestic debt exchange program on the financial sector. The Microfinance and Small Loan Center Maslock has failed to recover about 304.345 million cedi loan disbursed to customers. That's according to the 2020 Auditor General's report. And Chinese technology shares fell after the country's cyberspace regulator recommended limiting smartphone usage of children under 18. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Magdan Aviation, your dependable private aviation solution.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
The Super Morning Show is on Joy 99.7 FM. We brought you the Business Minute, thanks to the business team, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you, and of course, Magdan Aviation, your dependable private aviation solution. Now, if you're a government worker looking for quick access to financial assistance at the most competitive interest rate, and I've got good news for you. CBG is offering you access to loans up to 250,000 Ghana cedis and up to 72 months repayment period. For more information on how to access CBG controller loans, walk into any of CBG's 114 branches nationwide or contact them on 0302216000. Send them an email, info@cbg.com.gh. That's the email address. And you can also visit their website, cbg.com.gh. You can check them out on social media. They've got handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can get additional information on this CBG controller loans. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
And our focus today on our big story, we're talking about the Auditor General's report on public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions for 2022. Now, we're here again. We're recording irregularities, and the Auditor General is recording some cash irregularities amounting to over 23 million Ghana cedis. There's payroll irregularities as well, over 11 million of that, and the biggest procurement irregularities, over 42 million Ghana cedis. We'll tell you about the institutions involved here on the Super Morning Show today and how much we can recover. Please join us. Let's get your thoughts. Our social media messages on the Super Morning Show brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Ghana AIDS Commission, test to know your HIV status and take steps to protect your health. Number 10, liver salt, a refreshing relief. GTP Lifestyled. Now, EcoBank salary account is a special account designed for workers of all income brackets. Receiving their salaries through EcoBank. With the EcoBank salary account, you are guaranteed all the benefits of a normal savings or current account, plus many more. Now, the EcoBank salary account gives workers free life insurance cover up to 10,000 Ghana cedis, 24/7 access to cash and e-banking services, internet and mobile banking services, high interest on savings as well. No minimum balance, ability to save through the EcoBank Save As You Spend, which is a unique feature that helps customers to save and invest. Remember, the insurance policy covers death, permanent or temporary disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchment, and more. Savings or current account holders at EcoBank do not have to close the existing account to enjoy the numerous benefits of the EcoBank salary account. Just ask your branch to switch your existing account to the EcoBank salary account. That's all. Now, non-EcoBank account holders should approach any EcoBank branch and ask for the EcoBank salary account. Switch your salary account today and enjoy amazing benefits at EcoBank. Please call EcoBank toll free on 0800 003 225 whenever, wherever for further details. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And our big story is brought to us by Vodafone. Further together, latest film, your partner for life. Belmonte by CPL developers the ultimate luxury experience, and Access Bank, your number one remittance bank. Access Bank, more than banking. And I keep reminding you, the Vodafone Edemu promotion is ongoing, getting exciting. So if you haven't participated, if you haven't taking advantage of this opportunity, please do so, because you could win some cash in their demo promotion. Purchase airtime or bundle with 5 Ghana cedis or more and receive up to 20% cash back in your Vodafone Cash wallet. Yes, ne demo. Also ongoing is the Demo Dance Challenge, where you can win some Samsung phones and earbuds. What you have to do to get involved in this one is just post a video of yourself on social media dancing to the signature Edemu song and tag Vodafone Ghana. Pretty simple. Keep reloading in their demo promotion and win big. Vodafone, further together. And if you're looking for 1, 2, 3 L-shaped sofa crafted to the finest detail and in your favorite color, you know where to go. It's Latest Film. If you're looking for comfort, durability, quality, and perfect finishing, your destination should be Latest Film. It is your number one stop shop. Whatever your choice and budgets, most importantly, buy from the best, not the imitated. Buy Latest Film. Latest Film is your partner for life. It's 7 minutes after 8. Join us as we look at the Auditor General's report on public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions for 2022. And like I like to say, what we can recover from all these institutions. We'll break the figures down. We'll tell you which institutions, the big offenders, the repeat offenders as well. 8 minutes after 8. Please keep your messages coming through. 055-111-1997. That's our WhatsApp number. And send your tweets with the hashtag #JoySMS. Stay with us. The Super Morning Show is on.
Hey, you ever buy credits where you get up to 20% of your money back before? Make I tell you about Vodafone's Edemu promo. See, anytime you recharge Edemu, you get up to 20%, whether it be short code or your Vodafone cash wallet, or you use credit transfer to your number or someone else. And now you be high tech, so you use my Vodafone app or any payment app. However you do, Vodafone go send you up to 20% cash back. Edemu into your Vodafone cash account. We reload here, but then you enter. Top up your airtime with 5 Ghana cedi or more in Vodafone's Edemu promotion and receive 20% of your money back straight into your Vodafone cash wallet. Recharge and cash out in the Vodafone Edemu promotion.
Vodafone, further together.
Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office, or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from Latex Foam. There is so much choice, whatever your budget. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Oniadofo, who ji wa mani sike free amanone. Ana wo na wo mani sika kwa amanone. Ene beka customers empempima. Wo wini achede won waso wo Access Bank achede promo no mu no. Abribia ogbewura Access Bank nkrabata biem. Ekodi sika mani hu dwuma bia e free 500 Ghana cedis ekro. Wo betumi wini surprises ahudo no mu bi. Se Western Union ana money gramba wutrimu a. Ma Access Bank mbra wutri. Se wa man sika nso beto Access Bank account mu direct dia. Eye free. Freto free 0800 004400. Access Bank, more than banking.
Wouldn't you prefer an apartment hotel? One that offers the utmost convenience of a boutique hotel while offering the idyllic comfort of your own private home. Oasis Park Residences offers luxury studios, 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, both for short and long-term rental at competitive rates. Our sky swimming pool, gourmet outdoor restaurant, and a fully equipped gym rest on a breathtaking rooftop with panoramic views of the city. Oasis Park Residences, located at Shiashi, Tetekwashi, 10 minutes from the international airport, is the ideal place for all your accommodation needs. Why don't you give us a call on 020-4343-009 or visit our website at oasisparkresidences.com to make your reservations. Oasis Park Residences, more than a home.
You know, I still haven't told my husband. I'm afraid of his reaction.
Oh, I thought you said you would try to disclose your HIV positive status to him on your birthday.
I wanted to, but never got round to it. It just did not seem like the right time to say it.
Don't you want him to go and test to know his status too?
Of course I do. I am just afraid of his reaction. I am afraid he will walk out on me and quit the marriage.
But you can't be too sure of that.
You know, the other day, when he heard HIV in the news, he referred to it as a bad disease. And I know a couple of people whose partners deserted them because they tested positive for HIV.
But it is also important for him to test for HIV and start antiretroviral medication if he is HIV positive.
So what should I do now?
Why don't we ask your HIV counselor at the facility for advice? Come on, let us call her and find out how best to disclose your HIV status to your husband and also get him to test for HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ghana AIDS Commission.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park. On our arrival, we were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through an orientation on how best to enjoy the experience. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We saw zebras, sable antelopes, crown cranes, maras, silky chicken, emus, wallabies, deer, ponies, and so many animals. We watched the animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. Our tour guide told us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing. Then we took a break to have lunch in the beauty of the open space. All of this fun and activities for a starting price of 250 cedis, and it's free for children below 6 years. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before our sunset dinner by the campfire. We've had a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait to visit again. Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Look here, my friend. Our problem is our leaders. You remember our great-great-grandmother? Yeah, Santwa. Did she depend on World Bank? Did she depend on Abrofo? She didn't. Right? And you change. Oduma kuma tradion pong. Woso, otutu tata. You know, baba bibi baba. You don't stand up for your rights. Democracy means if you do not criticize your condition, you understand, you're a traitor to the nation. Go see the council. Go and see the people they got there. Dr. Kwame Naminimshi is there. Professor Dr. Mwasam Kwana Mishai is there. Dr. Professor Emeritus Kitwabiana Miredi is there. Nana Kuntumpo the first is there. You know, Evangelist Bishop Asori Sikakwana Miria, they are there.
Thembi Gatlanade, Thembi Gatlana.
Let's go back, throwback.
It's time to go old school.
Taking it back.
Go back.
The throwback.
featuring Ochiami Kujokumi.
Ochiami Kujokumi.
Yes.
Which one is your favorite?
Missing my breath.
Mama V.
Benye sure.
Onye sure. I like heavy.
Heavy is nice, yeah. It's a nice song.
And I like Oyohene remix.
So me and my ex, that was our favorite song.
Oh. So which one is your favorite?
I said so me and my ex, that was our favorite.
Kojo Yankson.
That was a joint
99.7 FM.
Obeti says,
Everybody
joy. Yeah, but I said that was a joint favorite. My personal favorite.
But why was it a joint favorite?
Oh, we just like dancing to it.
Obeti, I beg, give me heavy again. Let me appreciate a few things. I want to understand something before we get into the Auditor General's report on public operations boards and institutions. I want to understand why Kojo Yankson and his ex, I said me and my ex be,
some ex be.
And that's for emphasis. And I'm sure you get the reason why I'm emphasizing.
Please,
it's
I bet you know what time it is. I know what time.
See, men tete o men nada Brohema seminyawa send you kunu be your irani. Oh, and she was heavy.
Papa.
I now understand the song. Kojo Aye. AKA Mr. Aye. I also have a friend who loves this song.
I've had a history of weightlifting. Anyway,
Mama V, which one? Mama V must make.
Maybe Kwame Nkrumah.
Akwe old school.
I thought Winston would be the one quoting prehistoric titles. Now Kwame Nkrumah.
That's 1999. Mama V.
But you asked me a question and I've answered. Why you have issues with it?
See, even in research.
There are the interpretation.
See, even in research. Today, when you quote articles that are more than 5 years old, you must justify
honestly. Why are you taking us back in time?
Why 1999?
No, Kwame Nkrumah.
I don't want to give you any ideas.
On the Yanum album, Paimuka album. Oh,
Kwame Nkrumah.
Kwame Nkrumah.
Yow.
Osroni Asaseya. Nana Nom Samanfo. Mama V.
Who's that for?
What kind of libations?
Mama V, let's be current. I mean, we're giving you a chance to
redeem your.
No. This is one of my all-time.
No. Be current. But talking about being current, Kojo Dianoso was in 2001 or so too.
But that was your own too.
Which one?
Heavy.
Heavy
is 2005, I think.
Yeah, 2006.
Okay.
That's current. And that's university days. Current.
Your university days.
Yes, current. Oh, Mama V, don't do that. Anyway,
I am Mama.
Oh, Mama Ovi.
But V.
Mama Ovi. Mama Ovi. Not little grandmother. Grandmother's little one. Mama V. So don't do that. Anyway, very soon we'll get into the Auditor General's report.
Yes, we will.
We'll tell you more about the public corporations boards and everything that has been happening in there. We'll ask the question, why is the Auditor General not disallowing and surcharging as we've seen in the past? Why is he always talking about recover? And also lots of irregularities within the energy sector. Ghana Gas is old. Bui Hydro Authority also old. Now these are things that you could term as government to government. What becomes of them in itself? Realistically, are these monies we expect to get back? We'll find out more here on the Super Morning Show.
But first, it's a new world of doing business, and your business shouldn't be left out. It's time to get a Momo for Business today. To accept payment from over 15 million Momo customers, all you need is a business registration certificate and your Ghana card. Applying to be MTN Momo merchants has been made simple and fast. You just have to dial star 5051 hash and follow the prompts, or apply online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh. You'll receive a reference number which you can use to track your application, so don't get caught waiting. Enjoy secure transactions and convenient transactions for your business with MTN Momo today. Note that the application is free. Do not pay any money to anyone for a merchant payment solution. Report any fraudulent charges using the Momo app, available on Play Store and App Store.
And are you sinking in your bed? Is your mattress failing to give you the safety and comfort you deserve? Well, get yourself a Royal Foam mattress, which guarantees you the good sleep and relaxation you deserve today. As face setters, we have attached pillows to the mattress you buy for free. Get this offer in all our showrooms and sales outlets across the country. Don't be left out. Royal Foam wishes to say a big thank you to you, our loyal customers, for making us win the Silver Award at the 12 Ghana Business and Financial Services Excellence Awards. Call Royal Foam Ghana Limited on 020-227-1000. Royal Foam, rest assured.
So open the door into your dream house. There's no feeling like returning home after a busy day at work. I mean, that feeling you get hearing the keys turn in the lock to open the door and walk into your own little piece of paradise. Well, with a mortgage from ABSA, you get to enjoy that feeling over and over again in your own home. Now, if you're a salaried worker, you can borrow up to 5 million Ghana cedis at fixed or variable interest rates and pay back your loan over a period of 20 years. This is, good. 5 million Ghana cedis. So at least you can get a house that, cost about $300,000 to $400,000 if you want. Discover how to get things done at absa.com.gh. Now that's Africanacity, that's ABSA. But hey, terms and conditions do apply. The good thing is that you can get one at a fixed rate. Fixed rate. And I'd always go for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There are the advantages and the disadvantages, because the rate could also go down. But you should note that in a lot of the instances, when it goes down, the reluctance, but when it goes up, I tell you, go for a fixed one. All right.
Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited reminds you to go check out their website, where all the good stuff you could possibly want from the world of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture await your browsing and selection. You can pay by Momo, and then your delivery will be free if you're in Accra or Tema. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Experience the excellence and global recognition of a British education combined with convenience and affordability at Lancaster University, Ghana. Expand your horizons and elevate your career prospects with a British degree delivered right to your doorstep. Apply now and embark on a transformative educational journey that will shape your future. Admissions are currently open for October 2023. For more information, kindly visit lancaster.edu.gh. You can also contact Lancaster University by emailing them at admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or call them on 030-221-8989 or 020-960-7008. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Great. So before we get into some of the irregularities, let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Park.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mama Vio so much. I know you love it.
Oh, it's my
dream. Once you hear the name, you're excited.
Oh,
you want to enjoy it. Your birthday is in September. September what?
24.
Oh, consider it done.
Winston
Amen and thank you. God bless
consider
you.
it done.
But you pay gift tax on
No. You're going there. You should go and pay the taxes then. You're going there with my
But I have no
nephews. I said when you go there, you pay the taxes, whatever you buy. You're going there with my nephews, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Her accommodation, her accommodation is free. What she eats,
yes.
she'll pay.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine.
So when she buys anything, she'll pay.
So she'll pay the gift tax on the accommodation.
VAT, no.
No, on the food.
When I pay,
when
I pay for the accommodation, I'll pay the tax.
Yeah.
I will pay the tax.
Yes, but it's a gift to her, so
but
she
I've
must
paid
pay gift
I've paid the tax already.
But she should also pay gift tax.
I've paid the tax already.
So me, Makambu,
You didn't pay. You didn't pay. They didn't pay the tax.
What is this?
They didn't pay the tax.
You want to settle the score?
I want to settle
They
this
didn't pay the
kabumata
tax.
and wear it with a clean conscience.
When go to, I'll show you where GRA is. Then you go and pay the tax, and then you
But
can
stop
wear it.
raising it, because you know that GRA listens to us.
No, he's raising it because he's a good citizen.
They'll come after you.
He's a, no,
It's
no, no,
important.
no.
Plus,
GRA
it's
must
education
come.
for everyone.
GRA must come after you.
It's
He's a good
education
citizen.
for everyone. Why should they come
So
after
you
me?
go there and go and pay.
He's a good
Somebody
citizen.
has bought shoe for me. The person paid tax when they bought the shoe.
Wherever
They're
they bought
giving me
it.
the shoe now. He said me that I should go and pay tax.
Oh, if there's evidence, if you can show
Why
the
don't you
evidence,
just
well,
go
it's
to
not a
the
big deal.
Ringway branch and go and ask them?
No, if you can show evidence of the payment of tax, no deal, no big deal. Anyway, let's continue. So, let me introduce to you the Safari Wildlife Experience, which creates an environment that fosters the harmonious cohabitation of forest, water, humans, and wildlife, such as zebra, sable antelope, llama, wallaby, fallow deer, Patagonian mara, and many others, where everyone can come and experience these majestic creatures at a starting price of 250 Ghana cedis. Please note, at a starting price of 250 Ghana cedis. I mean, some of you sent me messages saying, but you said the price is 250 Ghana cedis, starting price. And it's free for children up to 6 years. It's only an hour's drive from Accra. It opens from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Visit Safari Valley Eco Park with your friends and family today for the thrill of a lifetime. For more information, visit safarivalleyresort.com. Check out Safari Valley on Instagram or call 0596 914 394. Great. So let's get into the Auditor General's report. Okay, the reports on the accounts of Ghana, but for us, the most important thing today is on the account of public corporations, boards, and institutions. So that's the report of the Auditor General on the public accounts of Ghana, public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions for the period ended 31st December 2022. Now, before we get into some of the specifics, before getting onto the phone line, according to the Auditor General, now let me share with you the total irregularities for the period, and this is the summary. Total irregularities amount to 15 billion, 59,441,805 cedis, 85 pesos. I'll take it again. 15 billion. Note. 15 billion Ghana cedis. 59,441,805 cedis, 85 pesos. Now, this is the breakdown. Outstanding debt and loans recoverable amounts to 99.37%. That is a total of 14,964,300,230 Ghana cedis. Now, what the Auditor General is telling us is that these are amounts that we can easily recover. Okay, these are loans that we can recover, or these are debts owed these institutions or public corporations that they can easily recover. We'll give you a breakdown. Then you have cash irregularities totaling 23,513,599. There's payroll irregularities totaling 11,486,154 cedis. But that's not all. You also have procurement irregularities. And that amounts to 42,710,320.
The highest, actually.
No surprise there.
Then you have tax irregularities amounting to 12,856,588. And finally, contract irregularities amounting to 4,974,904 Ghana cedis. If you were to do a trend analysis, which the Auditor General does from 2018 to 2022, in 2018 it was 3 billion, it moved to 5 billion in 2019, then it increased to 12 billion in 2020. Okay, 12 billion in 2020, and then in 2021 it increases to 17 billion before reducing to 15 billion in 2022. The critical question is, where are these coming from? How much of it can we recover? The Auditor General says we can recover some 15 billion, 12,156,571, while some 47,285,234 are what the Auditor General describes as administrative.
Okay.
So let's get into the details now.
All right. Now, if you think about it, what the Auditor General is telling us is that about 99.37% of all these irregularities are recoverable. They can be recovered. Almost all of it. 99.37%. But it is the remaining, point whatever percentage. That is where the big questions come. And as Winston explained, these other irregularities, the ones that are not recoverable, they fall into the categories of cash irregularities, payroll irregularities, procurement irregularities, tax irregularities, and contract irregularities. Last year there was another category, stores irregularities, but this year we recorded no stores irregularities. Okay, so let's take the cash irregularities. According to the Auditor General, there was a total of 23.5 million Ghana cedis worth of cash irregularities. Now, out of that 23.5 million, which is basically misapplication, unauthenticated and unauthorized payments, board allowances, and all sorts of things that were paid without ministerial approval. Out of that amount of 23.5 million, 14.47 million cedis of it was unrecovered staff advances paid by the Ghana Water Company. Okay, so they gave staff advances to the tune of 14.47 million Ghana cedis and didn't recover them. Okay, why is the first question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is a huge chunk of the total cash irregularities recorded by the Auditor General, coming from Ghana Water Company alone. Let's talk about payroll. The total payroll irregularities was 11.48 million Ghana cedis. 6.48 million Ghana cedis of it was done by Maslock. Payroll irregularities. Okay, so unearned salaries or paid SNIT contributions not be paid into the right accounts, those sort of things. 6.48 million cedis worth of it was done by Maslock. Second place goes to Volta Star Textiles. They were found to have committed 3.41 million cedis worth of payroll irregularities.
Could you let me just do this? Since you're talking about Volta Star Textiles, for those who may not be aware, that's drop-on textiles. So it was known as drop-on textiles and then changed to Volta Star Textiles. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay. And Maslock and Japan or Volta Star Textiles, all of these irregularities are in the area of SNIT contributions. Okay. All right. Let's talk about procurement irregularities. As you said, that's the highest amount, 42.71 million Ghana cedis. Okay. Now here, there is one big culprit responsible for 37.68 million Ghana cedis worth of the 42.71 million procurement irregularities. And that is the National Youth Authority. Now, what the Auditor General is saying is that in their project to build youth resource centers, they did some variations to the contract worth 37.68 million Ghana cedis. But they did these variations without authorization, without going through the proper channels. Okay? And these are not recoverable. 37.68 million Ghana cedis. Next is tax irregularities. 12.856 million Ghana cedis in total of tax irregularities. And we can pick out three big culprits, if you will, for want of a better word. 6.255 million of it by Maslock again. Okay, so issues with SNIT, issues with tax. 3.456 million by Japan Textiles, Volta Star Textiles. Again, making another appearance. The third place goes to ECG, who apparently have 1.804 million cedis worth of tax irregularities. Finally, contract irregularities. And here the amount is 4.574 million Ghana cedis. 3.797 million Ghana cedis of that was committed by Volta Star Textiles. So if this was the Ghana Music Awards, we know who would be winning Artist of the Year.
Exactly. And Kojo, talking about that, I just want to touch on, something that, struck me. So I look at the Public Procurement Authority, for instance, and we're told that one, Madam Bampo, who was initially employed on a contract basis, continued to receive double salary. Double salary as a contract staff and as a permanent staff, which led to an overpayment of 66,600. And they say they recommend that management should ensure the stoppage of the contract salary payment and the amount recovered from her.
Right.
Why is the Auditor General not disallowing that expenditure and surcharging whoever, supervise its payment, for instance? If recoveries are not made, you must actually make sure that you surcharge the person so payments are made. Now, I want us to go to the National Lottery Authority, just by way of touching on a few things, because the Auditor General says they note that the authority could not access its investment funds, totaling some 2.5 million Ghana cedis from 3 financial institutions, and they recommend the management should urgently pursue the recovery of the investments from the receiver of these financial institutions. Okay. Then also, they talk about the fact that they noted that Nsano Ghana Limited, a subsidiary company of Unibank Ghana Limited, continued the collection of Lotto proceeds without transferring the monies into the authority's accounts. So this entity is collecting the proceeds from Lotto and is not transferring it into the National Lottery Authority's account. And they are recommending that management investigate issues surrounding the contract with the defunct Unibank and reconcile all funds collected by Nsano through the short codes 924 on behalf of Unibank and recover all funds from Unibank and Nsano. But there's one also, okay, and I'm sure for many of you who would remember our hotline documentary investigations on these NESGO, equipment, the POS machines. It says, we noted that the authority purchased NESGO POS machines at a cost of approximately 20.4 million Ghana cedis in 2019 using the single source procurement method under the criteria of urgency. However, the machines were still kept in stock as of the date of audit. Now, this is not the 4 that have been recently launched. These are POS devices, and it was supposed to be utilized by these kiosks that have been procured by the National Lottery Authority. 20.4 million. Nothing has been done.
Is this the item that was purchased because they said it was urgent, so it was a single
Yes,
source?
they said it was urgent, so it was a
Okay.
single source. But in 2020, Joy News had a hotline documentary on that, where, at the time we exposed that if you were to go to the market to purchase it, the amount that the NLA bought it was very high compared to the market prices. But one thing that is also, got my attention, and the Auditor General makes reference to intergovernmental debts. Now listen to this. It says, we noted that ECG owes the Bui Power Authority 509,847,749 dollars out of the total debt figure of 515 million. So debts owed Bui Power Authority amount to 515 million, of which ECG owes 509 million. And they are recommending that the management should liaise with the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Energy, and management of ECG to ensure the allocations from the cash waterfall arrangements cover a significant portion of the total current invoices raised to prevent further accumulation of the account receivables. But that's not all also. If you were to go to even the Ghana National Gas Company, if you were to go to the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, for instance, GNPC, and talks about, they note that claims of 29,578,000 disbursed from the petroleum holding funds were not captured as either equity financing cost level A or net carried and participating interest level B, and they advised management to ensure these claims on the petroleum holding fund are appropriately categorized in compliance with the provisions of the Act. And they also note that the corporation had long overdue receivables of 215,775,294, but there were no payment plans for repayment by government agencies, and so they recommend that there should be an increased effort to actually collect these amounts. Now, when it gets to, yes, I think that will be it for now.
All right. Yeah, so Winston, you talked about the locked up funds.
Yes.
You mentioned the NLA. The NLA is not the only institution. The report also talks about Ghana Gas that invested about 10 million in 2018. It matured in February 2019. They have since not been able to recover the principal and the interest. There's also the issue of the University of Ghana, which also has some investment locked up. About a little over 8 million of investments locked up that they have not been able to retrieve. So a number of the institutions mentioned who have investments locked up that they have not been able to retrieve. And then you mentioned the unearned salary.
Yeah.
Just to also draw your attention that the University of Ghana also recorded a similar incident. They paid unearned salary amounting to some 102,841.62. And then there was also one Miss Ellen Sewa Domako of the Department of Occupational Therapy, who was granted a study leave with pay amounting to 270,828.10 from 2017 to 2020 to pursue a PhD in the UK. She did, but did not return to post after completion of the course. The recommendation is for management to recover this amount with interest from her and pay same to the Auditor General's recoveries account. So there was also, I discovered also a number of institutions where income taxes, they withheld income tax but did not pay. Ghana Cylinder, for instance, did not pay income taxes withheld from employees' salaries, no tier 1, no tier 2 contributions.
Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company.
Ghana Cylinder. And then Bost, they discovered some abandoned pipelines. They also leased acres of land without signed agreements or payment. They paid for some earthing devices costing over 1.5 million. They've paid for it, but it has not been delivered. Yeah. So a lot of the I also noted, Ministry of Energy seemed to have recorded the highest figure in terms of irregularities. The head office, and this is something that I have been passionate about since I discovered, the ECG head office, according to the report, buys from non-VAT registered entities. And you'd see that it's not just ECG. And my worry is that these are state institutions, because they tell all of us, all Ghanaians, to if you are selling, issue VAT registered certificates. So why will state institutions buy from places where they are not issued VAT certificate? And this will also mean that they are not paying taxes.
Great. Lots of questions to ask. And so when we return after these messages, we'll be joined by Professor Samuel Entry, who's Dean of the Graduate School of the University of Professional Studies, Accra. He's also an expert in auditing. He'll be sharing his thoughts, first of all, and we'll get into the specifics, starting from the intergovernmental agency debts, and also why is the Auditor General not surcharging the principal spending officers. We'll be right back after these messages.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Are you a cybersecurity professional? Does your organization own an establishment such as a digital forensic lab or a security operations center that provides security services? Are you a cybersecurity service provider? The Cybersecurity Authority (CSA) is mandated by law to license cybersecurity service providers and accredit cybersecurity professionals and establishments. Take advantage of the ongoing licensing and accreditation exercise before September 30th, 2023. To register, visit www.csa.gov.gh. For more information, contact the Cybersecurity Authority on 030-397-2530. Cybersecurity Authority, a secure and resilient digital Ghana.
What? It seems Royal Foam did not get the memo. Times are tough. Prices are going up. They're giving 10% discount, free pillows with every purchase. Hey, Royal Foam. Just when you thought all they manufacture are quality but affordable mattresses and pillows, they take it up a notch by being thoughtful in these hard times. Royal Foam has reduced their prices drastically. Buy a mattress, get a free pillow. Enjoy 10% discount instantly, nationwide. Take advantage. Enjoy Royal Foam. Enjoy the best.
Call Royal Foam today on 020-227-1000 for more information.
Royal Foam. Rest assured.
Prepare yourself for an unparalleled experience of divine revelation and spiritual empowerment. Greater Works 2023. Speakers: Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, Bishop Tudor Bismarck, Bishop Mike Okonkwo, and your host, Pastor Mensa Otabil. Date: Monday 31st July to Friday 4th August. Morning sessions from Tuesday 1st August to Friday 4th August. Time: 9 a.m. Evening sessions. Time: 5 p.m. each night. Venue: Christ Temple East, Teshi. Buses will be available at vantage points across the city to convey you to and back from the conference. Visit gwcentral.org for more details. Greater Works. Ignite your faith. Transform your life.
It's coming down. It's coming down. It's coming down. It's coming down.
Are you looking for an early introduction to STEAM for your child? Yeah, STEAM education. I mean, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. STEAM. If yes, then enroll your child at Sparks Learning Experience, located at the beautiful mountains of Brekusu, close to Ashesi University. Our core curriculum offers an integral approach to computer programming and AI, virtual reality, drone piloting, 3D design and printing, and robotics. We provide supportive preschool, elementary, and after-school opportunities that help build up the confidence of your wards. Sparks provides transportation system for commuting students. We also have first-class boarding facilities for students at all levels. With our excellent facilitators and our able co-founder, Professor Fred McBaconlorry, recipient of the 2008 U.S. Black Engineer of the Year and President of Academic City, your ward is a step away from genius. Contact us via 0550-036-606 or 0550-036-221. Email us via sparkslearning@gmail.com. Sparks is spelled SPARX. Visit us on the internet via sparkslx.com.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the The morning show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The super morning show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
That's right, welcome back, and it's all about the Auditor General's report today. Our guest, Professor Samuel Enchi, is the Dean of UPSA's Graduate School. He's an auditing expert. He's going to be walking us through some of the issues that are leaping out at us at our first read of the Auditor General's report. But first, your radio for discerning listeners, Joy 99.7 FM, brings you another Joy Family Forum dubbed Becoming Mr. and Mrs. Okay, all you need to know before marriage. It's a breakfast meeting for singles led by Home Affairs and hosted by Edem Naite. I can already sense the interest rippling across the nation right now.
Should I reserve a seat for you?
The conversations will include your health and well-being, finance, communication, sex and intimacy, abuse, unrealistic expectations, faith and religion, technology, and so much more. Guest speakers for the day are Ghana's favorite uncle, Uncle Ebo White, and Reverend Mrs. Rita Crunchy Ankra, First Lady of the Royal House Chapel, Mrs. Teresa Riafia Sante, Mama T, Ariel the Wellness Coach, Kobna Atabedu, PG Sebastian, Lawyer Kwekuyamwa Pencil, and a host of other seasoned relationship coaches and counselors will be in attendance. You get to enjoy a good buffet breakfast, giveaways, networking, and other fun activities at a cool rate of 150 Ghana cedis per head. 250 for double. So if there's somebody you are planning to marry,
Kojo, the question is, should a seat be reserved for you?
The venue is the ever serene Best Western Plus Hotel in Nungwa, and it kicks off at 6 a.m. and wraps up at 10 a.m. Please send a WhatsApp or call for your reservations 059 288 9986. Becoming Mr. and Mrs. is supported by Shape Healthcare Specialist Medical Center, Niche, Goba Kente, and Marie Noel Spa and Saloon. Becoming Mr. and Mrs. All you need to know before marriage.
So I get that. I guess that you don't want to answer the question, so we shouldn't reserve a seat for you.
So, Mama V, what do you have there in your hand?
This is the first time. Listen, I'm just reminding our listeners, those of you who are watching us, that we're all going to the West Hills Mall this weekend. Tomorrow is a holiday, Friday the 4th, starting Friday to Sunday the 6th at the West Hills Mall. We have the second Habitat Fair, the EcoBank Joe News Habitat Fair Clinic happening 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, and this year's exhibition is under the theme Home Ownership, Affordability, Comfort or Luxury. So please do well, add this to your schedule. Make sure you come by. If you already have a home, then we're looking at a second home, a third home as an investment, right? And then we have our exhibitors as well. They have different items. You would get electronic appliances, home security, furnishing, lighting, roofing, and there's also rent to own, land acquisition, financing. EcoBank is there with all the options. The EcoBank Joe News Habitat Fair is in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and the Planned City Extension Project from Cities and Habitat, rent to own, and sponsored by Elegant Homes and General Constructions Limited, Global Lighting, Clifton Homes, Syntex Tanks, Gold Key Properties, Springfield Estate, Virtual Security, and Virtual Infosec Africa. Home ownership, affordability, comfort or luxury. West Hills Mall, Friday 4th to Sunday 6th of August. The second mini clinic. Please don't miss it.
All right. Professor Samuel Enchi joins us now to talk about the Auditor General's report. He's the Dean of UPSA's Graduate School. He's also an expert in auditing. Prof, good morning to you, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Kwajo. Good morning, Winston, Mama V, and all our listeners.
Yes.
I'm happy to join the conversation this morning.
Wonderful. So, Prof, maybe we'll start with the big picture. I mean, 2022's report is signaling a reduction in the total amount of irregularities or total value of irregularities from some 17 odd billion to something around 15 billion. 99.3% of it recoverable. But still, we are seeing some of the usual suspects, some of the same old things happening again. What are your general views on this report?
Thank you, Kojo. This is just a portion of the work of the Auditor General. We are not looking at MMDAs. We are yet to look at MDAs. We are yet to look at special audits. And it is the same old story we continue to recycle. If this one alone is 15 billion, excluding audit report from MMDAs, MDAs, special audit. If you convert this one by 12 Ghana cedi into dollars, if we manage our affairs well, I don't think we needed to go to IMF to get $3 billion. The major problem is that every year when the Auditor General's report comes, nothing happened to principal spending officers that are mentioned in the report. The Public Financial Management Act, Act 921, is clear on the matter. Give infractions and sanctions against principal spending officers in various covered entities when they go against the law. The only thing that happens is that when these things are brought to the fore, they are going to take them to the Public Accounts Committee. They ask them some few questions. The CEOs and the Director Generals and the big people will not carry their bag, go back to their offices and commit the same errors. I think we have to get serious as a country. Do you know how many hospitals 15 billion can build? People are dying because we don't have just ordinary hospital beds for them. And every year, we just come, this one 14 billion, this one 15 billion. In fact, if you check the trajectory from 2018 to 2022, 2018 total regularities was 3 billion, 2019 5 billion, 2020 12 billion, 2021 17 billion. Do you know what is happening? The trend is going up. If somebody steals money and nothing is done to him last year, I want to also go and steal because I know that nothing will happen to me. I think as a country, we need to put our acts together and get the rod and whip the people in line who are committing these irregularities. At least, if we get serious for a particular year, you see that the following year, all these outstanding loans, recoverables, cash irregularities, payroll irregularities, etc., procurement irregularities will go down significantly. Okay. We are not doing much to ourselves at all.
Now, Prof, you talk about, and you ended on loans and everything. So we know, for instance, that when it gets to a lot of these, state institutions or public corporations within the energy sector, and the Auditor General makes reference to the fact that ECG, for instance, owes Bui Power Authority $500 million. Ghana National Gas Company is also owed about $400 million. Now, these are monies that are owed and can always be gotten. But the reality is, as government to government institutions or public corporations, is there any hope that we'll get these monies?
All right, so first and foremost, the institutions you have mentioned, according to the Public Financial Management Act, are government business entities, what we normally call the SOE.
Yeah.
The SOEs are in the business space running business. They can be sued and they can sue. So there is some level of autonomy for them. Now, if ECG should go and buy power from we or any other SOE and refuses to pay, is ECG not selling power to customers? Are they not doing business? Are they not in the business space? You see, these are the things we do, and these SOEs feel that they are government entities. Go and look at how they are mismanaging the little resources they receive. They will refuse to pay BRI because they know that they are state-owned enterprise, and that when worst come to worst, we are going to use the taxpayers' money to bail them out. The CEO is still sitting there. The chief operating officer is still sitting there. The chief financial officer is still sitting there. They're still keeping their job, riding in their four wheels, going and coming and taking their fast salaries. I think we are not doing this country any good. Look, if you give you an SOE and you are unable to pay your bills as and when they fall due, the law is clear on the matter. We should surcharge you. You should lose your job and take you to court. It is not for fun that government establish businesses and put you as a CEO to run that kind of business. I think the country should get serious, because these are organizations who are going to put money hoping that UCG, we, and GMPC at the end of the period they will bring returns on our investment. They are not bringing returns on our investment. They are bringing huge losses, and we are there looking at them. And the taxpayer is being burdened. This year alone, we have increased taxes on 3 major items. The income taxes have been, the bandwidth has been increased from 30% to 35%. Companies are supposed to pay growth and sustainability levy, additional 5% before they pay their corporate taxes. VAT rate has been increased. They collect all this money, and few people just go and waste the money year on year basis. I think we are not getting serious at all as a country.
Let me ask you, Prof. I mean, it appears, in fact, no, the evidence is clear that surcharging or where necessary disallowing seem to be difficult for auditor generals to do. It doesn't seem to be the default action, where the law, even where the law says that's what must happen. Can you tell us, I mean, you're an auditor, so maybe you can educate us. What are the real impediments, the real difficulties that make auditors not want to exercise their legally given right to surcharge so that the state can recover some of these monies?
I think it's lack of political will on the part of the Auditor General. The law has given you power. What again are you waiting for? When Mr. Dumlego was there, he didn't see surcharge people. So the Auditor General should look at, for example, on earned salaries. If you look at the report, there's a lot of unearned salaries across public institutions. Look, the law says that if you are being paid by Control and Accountant General, before the staff is paid, you validate the staff that Mr. A or Mr. B is at work and has been coming to work for this month. Therefore, pay him. If you are a subvented organization, you pay the salaries yourself. So you know that Mr. A or Mr. B was at post and therefore are paid him. In both scenarios, the head of entities called in the Public and Financial Management Act principal spending officers validate this staff, pay them, and later the Auditor General will come and see that this guy is just at post for the last 3, 4, 5 months. Sometimes a whole year the guy has not come to work and has been collecting salary. What should the Auditor General do? The law is clear. Surcharge the principal spending officer who refused to do his work. The Auditor General will now write that he is recommending that they should recover the money from somebody we cannot even locate. Probably look at the one you mentioned. The guy is in the UK from University of Ghana. We have given him steady leave. He went, collected salary for how long God knows. 3 years. And then he has refused to come. And the Vice Chancellor is there. We are not surcharging him to go and bring the money because there are things you should have done. There are guarantors. In fact, he should have used his provident fund, etc., as a security against if he refused to come, use that money to pay for it. And if the vice chancellor refuses to do all of that and his finance officer, then the auditor general should settle them and collect the money from them. I think head of entities should get serious in looking at securing government money. We are in very difficult times as a country. And all this money, government of Ghana is going to reduce expenditure by 20 billion, reference to the mid-year budget review. We don't know which places is going to cut the cost. It can be by buying something for a school or for a hospital. Somebody is there collecting salary for no work done and nothing happens. The Auditor General should put his acts together and start surcharging head of entities to pay this money back to government check.
Great. Now, Prof, I mean, let's look at another thing. We've seen instances where state institutions buy from entities or companies that do not charge VAT. We've seen state institutions that even withhold income tax and do not pay to, the Ghana Revenue Authority. What do you make of this?
Listen, I've always said that the Ghanaian is fundamentally corrupt. Look, the Public Financial Management Act is clear on a state institution where you can buy from. There's a registered VAT supplier. Why did you refuse to buy from the registered VAT supplier and go and buy from an unregistered supplier? And then the Auditor General come and see it, and you are there. Look, the component of VAT, if you are bought from a VAT registered supplier, we should surcharge the person who will be deducting this money from their salary. Please, you think that if you have deducted this money from their salary, next time you will go and buy from an unregistered VAT supplier. Because nothing happens to him, the following year he will still go and procure from an unregistered VAT supplier. How can you withhold tax? I think GRA2 should be looking into this matter. Move around and do their tax audit. How can you withhold tax from a supplier and refuse to transfer same to GRA? These are revenue sources government is looking for so that we can sort out our shortfalls in our budget.
Okay.
And the whole public sector institution, you withhold tax from a supplier and you spend the tax money. Oh no.
So, Prof, I know that you are an auditor, and based on all that you're telling us, clearly these are things you would flag, and these are, recommendations that you would make. Why is it the case that others who are auditing, including the Auditor General, are not doing these?
Let's understand the recent history of the office of the Auditor General. You see, they interface a lot with politicians and powers that be. When the Auditor General tries to act according to some aspect of the law, reference to recent times, of course, the Auditor General is appointed by the president.
And he has a security of tenure.
You are getting too hard on them, you can lose your job.
He has a security of tenure. I mean, so if he's doing the right
thing. You have security of tenure, but they can make your life a little bit difficult as an Auditor General. But of course, look, the Auditor General need to call the bluff of the politician, and once it's covered by the law, do what the law says he should do. Period. This is the only way we can move forward. Winston.
Okay.
Prof, you also realize that there are a significant number of the institutions who also have locked up funds. So NLA has about 2.6 billion million locked up investments. You have the Ghana Gas also having about 10 million investment locked up. GIJ, the Ghana Institute of Journalism, also has a little over 9 million with NDK Financial Services, and according to the report, they've only been able to recover 100,000 Ghana cedis. Who do we surcharge anyone for this? How do we get these monies back?
The first thing is that the principal spending officers of these institutions had the right to invest excess cash or excess money so that they can get some return. One, these institutions that had locked up their financial resources were registered and regulated by the BOG. Based on that, citizens, including public sector institutions, send their money there. I think that the BOG itself, maybe another time you come and talk about them, should be interested in how much of government money has been locked up in all these investment companies across the country. Now, there were arrangements to pay investors lockup fund. I think the BOJ itself should have given guidelines that if the institution had a government institution lockup funds in it, they should be interested to see how they can quickly recover it. There are receivers selling assets of those companies that are defunct now. They should have prioritized government institutions that are lockup funds there, because these institutions were properly registered and regulated, and public sector institutions went to put their money there. In this scenario, you cannot surcharge the principal spending officer for trying to get returns on an investment from a registered and a recognized financial institution. So I think that BOG should look at it well and catalog all public sector institutions that are lock-up funds in these institutions. As the receivers do their work, they should prioritize the public sector institutions' money that have been locked up. Probably pay them first. Of course, the individuals should say that how are we going to survive? Exactly. But these are some of the things that will help ease the pressure on our economy, and everybody can be fine. So this is a suggestion I want to make on the lockup fund.
All right. Now, if you just joined us, wherever you are, we're thankful for your company. In Kumasi, those of you tuned in to Love 99.5 FM, those in the central region listening to ATL FM, we're very grateful to you all. Now, our guest is Professor Samuel Enchi. He's the Dean of UPSA Graduate School. He's an auditing expert. He's helping us understand why we keep seeing the same old story every year in the Auditor General's report. Now, Prof, this year, when it came to the cash irregularities, the biggest culprit was Ghana Water Company, where there was about 14.47 million Ghana cedis worth of unrecovered staff advances paid by the company. Now, these things tend to be quite common. You see them every year. Companies giving cash to their staff. I don't know. I mean, those of us in the private sector, that seems an alien practice to us. What exactly happens in the public sector that makes this such a norm? What are the... Explain this practice to us, please.
All right, so the Public Financial Management Act discusses advances to staff and says that you see, sometimes the public sector workers negotiate on their conditions of service, where they can get car loans, motor vehicle loans, bicycle loans, motorcycle loans, fridge, other things. So it's part of their conditions of service. But the Public Financial Management Act says that if you are a principal spending officer, before you give a loan to a staff, one, make sure that staff doesn't have a lot of loans, i.e. from banks, etc., that will make the person unable to pay the loan you intend to advance to the staff. So, as part of his next pay, 60% should be available to you for consumption. And then 40% can go into loans. So, the finance director has a responsibility to do that. That is one. Two, you are the person giving the salary to the staff. How can you come back and tell us that you are unable to collect the agreed repayment structure from the staff member when every month you are paying him his salary? I think that the CEO should be set at. The PFM Act says that, in fact, if you are pick a loan, and even if you default in a month, you should not be entitled to any loan again. And they should take steps to use your provident fund or let's say credit union money, whatever money you have to set staff loans.
Right.
Why is the Ghana Water Company not doing that? And they keep advancing loans to staff and they are defaulting the payment. But this same staff, every month, they go to the bank happily and collect their salary. I think something is not right. And it's against the Public Financial Management Act.
Do you see some corruption possibility, the possibility of corruption here? Is this being done in some way for somebody's private gain?
Let me tell you an interesting story. Not too distant history. There was a public sector institution. It's a bank. I'm sure you may know. I don't want to mention the bank.
Right.
That gave a loan almost about 10 million Ghana cedis to board members. And in 6 months, wrote off that loan as bad debt. You see, in this country, people are just fundamentally corrupt. Let's get the list of advances you are giving to staff members. You will see huge amount going to management members of the Ghana Water Company, including the director of finance himself. So all of them are refusing to pay. You know what they are trying to do? If you read the Auditor General's report, they are even refusing to do the aging analysis of the debt. So they will not pay. They are not taking any steps to recover the loans from the staff. One day that staff will go on retirement or he will resign, and all that they will do is to write these monies off. If you like, let's get the details. And you see top management members of Ghana Water Company whose names are there collecting huge sums of money and they are not paying. But every month they prepare the payroll and go to bank and pay all this stuff. I think that the board of Ghana Water Company should be interested in this matter. And it's an audit report. So if you check the Auditor General's report, it says that they should take steps to see how they intend to recover this money. Of course, if the private sector and you Winston or Kojo, you owe Joy FM, they advance a loan to you and you have refused to pay. Would they be happily paying your salary every month? I'm sure a particular month you get zero money because they will use the money, your salary, to offset the advances you have collected. And henceforth, you are not supposed to get any staff advances again from the company. Public sector managers should understand that we are using the taxpayers' money to run those SOEs. They should get serious, recover the staff advances. There are many areas they can look at to recover this money. Why are they not recovering it? I'm sure they themselves are corporate in terms of the non-payment of staff advances.
You know, I think that we should probably make it clear that this is only the beginning of a series of conversations we'll be having about the Auditor General's report. And what a great start we've had with Professor Samuel Entry, Dean of UPSA Graduate School. We've certainly started to dig our teeth into the important issues that arise from this report. Prof, thank you so much for your time with us this morning.
Thank you, Kwajo. Thank you, Winston, and thank you, Mama. I'm honored to be on your show this morning, and I hope that subsequently we will look at some other issues in the report. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
No doubt, Prof. Thank you. The honor is ours. You'll be hearing more from Prof as we continue our series on the Auditor General's report. I think I should probably just mention very quickly that Professor Kofi Abuchi, also of UPSA, states quite clearly that the only document that, without being investigated, scrutinized, or verified, rises to the standard of evidence in criminal cases, and by the way, that standard is very high. The only document that rises to that standard is the Auditor General's report. So we should be seeing institutions like Yoko, the police, even the Attorney General's office jumping onto some of these things to look into them further if there is a suggestion that something has been done that looks criminal. We'll leave it at that. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more on the Super Morning Show.
Are you hoping to start university this October? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana right here in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and 50% scholarships to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless opportunities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our October 2023 intakes. Apply now for our foundation and undergraduate programs. For more information, contact us on +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
After successfully hosting the Achamata Mall Clinic of the 2023 edition of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, we are again gearing up for the second clinic at the West Hills Mall. Date, Friday 4th to Sunday 6th August 2023. Venue, West Hills Mall. Time, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. This year's exhibition is under the theme Home Ownership, Affordability, Comfort or Luxury. Visit the clinic and engage the providers in the housing value chain on all your housing needs, be it financing, land acquisition, rent to own, outright purchase, roofing, lighting, electronic appliances, home security, or home furnishing. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is your one-stop shop for everything housing. For exhibition enquiries, please call 0540 110 389 or 0244 260 653. There will be daily giveaways by the sponsors.
The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and the Planned City Extension Project from Cities and Habitats, Rent to Own, sponsored by Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. Syntex Tanks, Air Strong, Air Tough, Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investments. Visit CliftonGhana.com today. Global Lighting Center Limited, your solution to quality lighting. Gold Key Properties, building prestige since 1997. Springfield Estates, where dreams are built. Virtual Security, complete security solutions. Virtual InfoSec Africa, security solutions by design.
Yefemule, Yefemula, Yefemule.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gamepackgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
A few of you sending your tweets through on this very important topic of the Auditor General's report. Let me read one tweet before we continue. Eddie Quainer says the Auditor General's report, which is the subject of conversation, has exposed severe flaws and shortcomings in the management of public institutions over time. Parliament is failing to uphold its principle of responsibility for oversight.
And at CBO editor says, is it not shameful that we pay the Auditor General full salary and he does only one aspect of the work? He gives reports and does not surcharge according to law. Shouldn't he also be surcharged? And, no, but you see, I mean, it's a very important point that at CBO editor makes, that the Auditor General is consistently reminding everybody, oh, recoveries. And like Professor Entry said, if you are a principal spending officer who is expected to validate staff before they are paid, and you did not do that, by virtue of your inability to validate them or refusal to do them, the state has lost money. So you should pay for it. The next time you validate everybody. Because if you ask to pay for that money, the next time you will not want to be the one paying. You will look for that person.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. So this whole idea, for instance, look, if you say, oh, I did it, you didn't do it, you have to pay for it. Okay, so those who are getting allowances that they didn't deserve, you have to pay for it. Okay? And so you, the person, should get the money or you are surcharged. If you don't go and look for the money, you pay it yourself. I tell you, nobody would let anybody spend his money. Or nobody would want to lose his money because somebody is, benefited from, some inaction or refusal to act.
So these irregularities, right? That's like something that a private organization will not tolerate. We've talked about how people in the private sector are the same people who end up in public sector, and then there are no changes. I mean, like, why can't we run whichever entity as though that entity was like a private institution? Why can't we help Ghana? Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, you're very right. But the point really, I think I'll share that article with you. You lawyers have a saying that you're a good lawyer doesn't mean you become a good judge. That you're a good lawyer doesn't necessarily mean you become a good judge. That you're a great player doesn't mean you become a good coach. Now, the point is this. That system within the public service or public sector must be changed before people start going in there. And if you have one person from the private sector, so you send Mama Vio Uswabaji, you send Kojo Yankson in there, okay? By the time Kojo Yankson is, stays there for 2 years, he's like them, because the system is such that one person would find it very difficult to change that system,
or to even just do the right thing quietly.
And over a period,
It's
the person
hard.
joins them. It would only take somebody who knows the system very well, who would start by allowing the system to continue and begin to make changes gradually, which they may not even identify. So over time, over a period, they become comfortable and they realize that, oh, okay, we could do things here and there. Or introduce other genuine avenues of making revenue.
what
they
I
will steal
can
from the
understand
state.
though, Winston Kojo,
Mm.
so the ministries can do these things, but how about the educational institutions? You talk about University of Ghana, for instance, and all of them. I
Mm.
mean, they've been cited for different irregularities.
Mm.
Where somebody goes on leave, for instance, they say, well, or you're leaving the organization, and they say, give notice. In lieu, you forfeit some sort of payment, and they don't do it. I mean, and if you were HR in a private organization, you would never forget. It is something that you do, but you are an educational institution.
Yeah.
Why can't you just practice what you teach in the classroom?
It's interesting. I mean, I grew up on a university campus, and I was surrounded by all these experts on every topic in the world. Okay, so I have always thought, just like you, that the one place where everything should be done right is a university. But you have universities, several of them, investing money in some of these institutions, financial institutions, where we were being warned for years that their returns are too good to be true. But universities invested with them. Universities. I mean, are you saying that the people who we call on the phone to educate us on these topics, the ones who were warning us of the unrealistic returns that some of these institutions, I mean, these institutions didn't have any access to them for them to advise them not to go and put their money there?
Well, could you sometimes also the other issue is that some of these institutions were giving normal returns, except that they mismanaged them. And so if you didn't pay attention, and I make this point, if you didn't pay attention to their financials, and some of them actually don't release them. So I mean, if you didn't pay attention, you wouldn't know. And yesterday I was making the point when I was emceeing the MTN Investor Connect event. So I was doing a research on what influences investor decision making in Ghana.
Right.
And I realized that a lot of people are concerned about the financials of the companies. But I also realized that a lot of things should be about even the ESG, should be about, the ambition going forward. What about their governance structure? A lot of things they do. And so when MTN launched their ambition, when they updated us on the ambition 2025, what they intend to do, the gaps they had actually identified within the system, and how they think that they can actually fill this and expand and make more revenue for their shareholders and investors. I was pleased. Okay. Now, imagine an entity that doesn't do that. Could be making losses. You are not aware. So the next moment you go, and sometimes a lot of us think that, I've just put my money there, I'm okay. No, don't be okay. Go and find out how they're doing. If you don't take interest in how they're doing, and if that entity is not listed, for instance, okay, if they're listed, they're supposed to, share the information with their shareholders. Even though they are not listed, once you are investing in them also as a fund management company, you also become an investor and a shareholder in that particular fund. So in their annual general meetings, you should be there and they'll present their financials to you. The question is, how many people even show up? Myself, seated here, I've been invited several times to be at annual general meetings. I haven't shown up. Okay, I only go for the reports afterwards. At least I go for the reports. But the reality is that a lot of people don't care. And once you don't care, I'm sorry. So I can agree, you expect the experts in there to be concerned.
We have to start naming the so-called experts. Somebody can't go on leave and then you'll be paying overtime allowance.
Let me tell you
the
about...
person is on leave.
Yes, let me tell you about Mullah.
Please do.
Because what does wealth mean to you? And I'm sure all of us want to live like tycoons. You know who's got the mullah, got the power?
Yeah.
You know when you go to the washing bay and you don't go with my kind of car and you go with the Range Rover. They leave my car and come and wash yours.
That's it.
I say, let me one son or buy you. They say, boss, we saw the oil in Yeah, because that person has got the cash, you know what I'm saying? So Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on our website at gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. It's very simple, okay? You get to choose from 4 numbers from 0 to 9. They are in the 4 different colors, and so you choose. It's easy to play once the numbers draw. Charlie, go and play and make some mullah cash. Nobody beats their odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more mullah, more power. And this game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
And it's all of the Premier League all on DSTV. Catch all the goals, moment, clashes and drama. Make sure to stay tuned to all of Rashford, Haaland and Saka. Watch it all unfold live in HD with the option of our exciting commentary in Chi. All this on the package of your choice. No one else offers all of the Premier League but DSTV. Get your DSTV decoder with 1 month compact subscription for 299 Ghana cedis and add a satellite dish for 100 Ghana cedis, or stay connected on star 759 hash to enjoy it all. DSTV, it's your moments.
Right, stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
My people, Philadelphia. Our very own Adansi Travels is 10 years old. I hope you remember what they did on their 5th anniversary with a 555 figure and even the power of 8.
Then this will be a 10-day stint.
That is right. We are going on a 10-day adventure in Dubai on a chartered Emirates flight full of Adansi travelers from 10th to 19th August. And starting from $1,650, you can be part of this Adansi-licious 10th anniversary tour. The rate covers flights, hotel accommodation, breakfast, visa, airport transfer, tours, and Adansi at 10 mega party at Dubai Desert Camp with the legendary Samini.
Adansi Travelers Tour. It's a vibe. The 10th anniversary. Ghana will be a part of this.
You can pay a minimum of $500 to book your seat and pay the rest till 15th July. Contact Adansi Travels now on 0595 500 817 or 055 631 0404 to book your spot now. Adansi Travels. Feel life's beauty.
Ago Ghana. Are you struggling to pay your huge rent advance? Do you wish to pay your rent on monthly basis? Then good news is here. The government of Ghana has introduced the National Rental Assistance Scheme to help Ghanaians, especially the youth, pay for their rent on a monthly basis. To qualify, an applicant must show proof of the following minimum requirements. Be a Ghanaian, possess a valid Ghana card. You must be an adult of 18 years and above, have a verifiable employment or earned income. To apply, visit www.nras.gov.gh. The scheme is currently operational in the following regions: Greater Accra Region, Ashanti Region, Eastern Region, Western Region, Bono East Region, and the Northern Region. For further inquiries, contact 0551 341 515 or 0550 408 879. National Rental Assistance Scheme, making renting accessible for all.
This is gonna last.
Joy 99.7 FM brings you another Joy Family Forum dubbed Becoming Mr. and Mrs. All You Need to Know Before Marriage. A breakfast meeting for singles led by Home Affairs and hosted by yours truly, Adam Knight Tay. Our guest speakers for the day are Ghana's favorite uncle, Uncle Ebo White, and Reverend Mrs. Rita Kranche Ankra, First Lady of the Royal House Chapel. Mrs. Theresa Riafia Sante, Mama T, Ariel the Wellness Coach, Kobina Tabedu, PG Sebastian, Lawyer Kwekuya Mwapento, and a host of other seasoned relationship coaches and counselors will all be in attendance. You get to enjoy a good buffet breakfast, giveaways, networking, and other fun activities at a cool rate of 150 Ghana cedis per head and 250 for two. Venue is the Best Western Plus Hotel, Nungwa. Time is 6 a.m. through to 10 a.m. and the date is 12 August 2023. Please reserve your spots now. Call or WhatsApp 059-288-9986 for your reservations. This event is supported by Best Western Plus Hotel, Nungwa, Ship Healthcare Specialist Medical Center, Nish, Goba Kente, and Marie Noel's Spa and Salon. Becoming Mr. and Mrs. All you need to know before marriage.
Marry me, 'cause I love you, baby.
After successfully hosting the Achamata Mall Clinic of the 2023 edition of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, we are again gearing up for the second clinic at the West Hills Mall. Date, Friday 4th to Sunday 6th August 2023. Venue, West Hills Mall. Time, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. This year's exhibition is under the theme Home Ownership, Affordability, Comfort or Luxury. Visit the clinic and engage the providers in the house and value chain on all your housing needs, be it financing, land acquisition, rent to own, outright purchase, roofing, lighting, electronic appliances, home security, or home furnishing. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is your one-stop shop for everything housing. For exhibition enquiries, please call 0540-110-389 or 0244-260-653. There will be daily giveaways by the sponsors.
The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and the Planned City Extension Project from Cities and Habitats, Rent to Own, sponsored by Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. Syntex Tanks, Air Strong, Air Tough, Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investments. Visit CliftonGhana.com today. Global Lighting Center Limited, your solution to quality lighting. Gold Key Properties, building prestige since 1997. Springfield Estates, where dreams are built. Virtual Security, complete security solutions. Virtual InfoSec Africa, security solutions by design.
It's here again! Get ready for Teenpreneurship 2023 by Albert and Comfort Okran.
This year's non-residential boot camp will introduce participating teenagers 12 to 17 years to the fundamentals of coding and robotics, technology, fashion, agribusiness, and cinematography.
Date, Monday the 14th to Friday the 18th of August 2023. Time, it's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. Venue, Osu Ebenezer Presby Hall.
There'll be games, aerobics, an industrial trip on Thursday, and an ice cream party to close on Friday.
Send your ward's full name, school, and age to Springboard through the WhatsApp line 055-153-5533 or complete the registration form on any of the Springboard social media pages.
Indicate your ward's reasonable accommodation needs if he or she is a person with a disability.
Selected candidates will be informed by Wednesday, 9th August 2023.
Teenpreneurship 2023 is an initiative of Springboard Roadshow Foundation in collaboration with MasterCard Foundation and Limehouse under the Ghana Grows Program.
See you there!
This is the biggest and the most exciting culinary show in Ghana. 6 tertiary schools presents 3 boarding chefs each to battle it out here in the kitchen, knife to knife. It's time to find the toughest, smartest, and the most creative team. Which school will win the ultimate prize and earn the bragging rights as Ghana's tertiary school with the best chefs? Join me, Michelle Ajakum, and the judges as we discover the best team who will serve the most amazing cuisines. This is Big Chef Tertiary. Big Chef Tertiary. The kitchen has no boundary.
We need you to read all of this in the next 30 seconds. Is that okay?
Yeah? All of it? Do they really offer all of this?
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's give it a go.
All the goals, flashes, and moments. All of Rashford, Salah, and Saka. All 380 games, all in HD. Available in all the languages you want, on all the devices you enjoy. Choose the bouquet you want from all the options available. The Premier League, all on DSTV.
Good morning. Welcome to the original magazine show. The Super Morning Show. The Super Morning Show is always the best. On Joy 99.7 FM.
Yeah, when he starts like that, you know he wants to do some things, and so we'll give him some time to do his thing. DJ Wobetini. All right, it's time for the biggest gathering of the University of Ghana family. Faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends of the Premier University are coming together for a Thanksgiving service to climax the 75th anniversary celebrations. It's on Friday, the 11th of August, at the it's a Christian service at the CD Conference Center from 10 a.m. The sermon will be by Professor Kwabena Samwa Jedu, who's the president of Trinity Theological Seminary. The special guest will be the President of the Republic of Ghana. There will be Muslim prayers as well at Legon Central Mosque from 2 p.m. Sheikh Arimi Al-Shaib would give the sermon. He is, of course, the spokesperson for the National Chief Imam. Special guest will be Dr. Muhammad Ibn Chambers, distinguished diplomat, lawyer, and academic. The dress code is 75th anniversary cloth Konakopebi. It's nice, though. Have you seen it? Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So join Legon as they count their blessings and re-energize for the next 75 years of impact. University of Ghana is 75. The hashtag is UG is 75.
Was it Dr. Colin Sajiman? He rocked it when he came here. It was 75, yeah.
Yes, Dr. Colin Sajiman, Bidu Ajiman.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about Big Chef Tertiary, because the kitchen definitely has no boundary. Big Chef is back, and at this time is the maiden edition of the tertiary version. 6 tertiary institutions, each represented by 3 contestants, have come to cook and battle for the bragging rights, cash prize, and loads of products from sponsors for their schools and themselves. Which of the schools are you an alumni of? Is it an alumnus of? Is it what? Takoradi Technical University, Cape Coast Technical University, Accra Technical University, Ho Technical University, Koforidua Technical University, or Kumasi Technical University? Which school will emerge the ultimate winner of the maiden edition of Big Chef Tertiary? Big Chef Tertiary shows every Sunday 5 p.m. on Joy Prime and repeats on Tuesdays 11 a.m. and Thursdays 3 p.m. Big Chef Tertiary is proudly sponsored by Frytol Cooking Oil, Fortune Rice and Test Tank, Niche Chocolate Drink, Access Bank, and You Fresh. Big Chef Tertiary, the kitchen has no boundary. Joy Prime, the ultimate experience.
Absolutely. All right. Well, tomorrow is Friday, so we'll be up to some controversy here on the show. We'll be talking about something,
exciting.
So
make a date.
Make a date, too. Don't miss it. It's all here on the Super Morning Show. Until then, though, stay with joy. On behalf of the team, we thank you so much for making the time. My name is Kojo Yankson. I'm the morning man.
And I am Mama View Sabwaji.
My name is Wayne.